You know, I wish I had half an hour to eat before stream started, because I'm going to be eating the entire time we do this. Chat, I'm like... I have some of the hottest rice I've ever had before. And it's because I added a tiny bit more water than I probably should have. And it like... Oh, fuck yeah. I should have eaten. I just got home from work like 20 minutes ago. Oh my goodness. Today's gonna be fun.
There's a cat, and I don't know if the cat is in here, in the office, or doing something, you know, cat-like anywhere else. And I'm...
You know? Oh my goodness, chat. I guess I have to continue coping now. Hello everyone, welcome back to Nightwave Live. Totally original, totally not copied. Always original.
Yes, so we have an interesting night.
We do.
It was very disappointing to hear, because I watched the video, the one that we're going to be reacting to first,
yes.
While I was busy today. And I got so excited, and then we start streaming, and they're like, yeah, that was an oversight, and I'm like...
Yeah.
Now, I'll admit, I'm skeptical, only because I haven't seen the video yet. So we are going to watch the video.
Tim still got that cope going, chat.
Well, I don't want to believe something unless I have, you know, I see proof of it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to use this as an example. It's not the greatest example, but I'll use it as an example. If everyone's like, Silk Song has a release date announced, I'll be like, I want to see, you know, proof of that. I want to see, okay, show me the release date. Then I'll believe you.
We're agreeing to Warhammer. Okay. This might be true, but I'm still passionate about not having women in men's spaces.
Yeah.
I feel like I can say that.
Well, okay. I'm gonna rephrase that.
There's gonna be a sexist off the bat there.
Women in men's spaces. So like, but I could hear Balatro.
Are you serious?
I can hear that.
The fuck is going on with my computer right now? Is that better?
I don't hear it.
You don't hear it?
Nope. How are you? How are you today? I had a great day. How about you? Chill. Welcome, Lazy. Bless you for your effort. You do. We're trying. That's what Nightwave's here for. So, chat. This is the last Nightwave of 2024.
We won't see you guys till next year.
Not false. False.
I won't see you till next year.
I will be live on Tuesday.
I'm expected to be superior in every way. Oh, okay.
And I expect you to show up on, you know, Tuesday at least for a little bit.
What's happening on Tuesday?
It's New Year's Eve. I'm doing a New Year's Eve stream.
Oh, I need to ask Ava if we're watching Breaking Bad on Tuesday. We'll see.
So yeah, we're gonna like start us. We're gonna give it a moment. We're gonna start us off, and then we're gonna be reacting to an Endymion video. We're basically starting with the Warhammer stuff, but we do have a lot of other stuff in the docket. And by a lot of other stuff, it's rumors and just yapping, because there wasn't a lot of news this week.
I think there is still a decent amount of news tonight.
There is. Not as much as normal, which is fine. It just means we can have more time to talk about stuff. They can say it's an oversight all they want, but everyone knows the truth. I mean, yeah, everyone knows the truth. Really. I mean, how many years is it before you're not green to 40k is a matter of taste? No more Nightwave until next year. Yep, and no more Nightwave until next year. Are we playing Rat Game again tonight? I don't think so, because you finished Rat Game.
I finished Rat Game. There's no reason to touch that game ever again.
Yep.
I uninstalled it the minute I finished it.
Did you refund it?
No, I'm not gonna be that mean. It was $3.
Oh, okay. Remember, the Games Workshop stock skyrocketed to nearly 100 or 1,000 British pounds a share during COVID. They aren't hurting. They don't care. We are going to be going into that with the Endymion video that is discussed.
Okay. I said you need to have a basic understanding on the Horus Heresy and how modern 40k came to be. Well, okay. Didn't the Horus Heresy come because he wanted to usurp the throne and decided to fight against all of the others? And basically that's how 40k started? Or am I wrong here?
I'm not going to say because I don't know. Did
Like,
you hear about the completionist drama?
I remember hearing about that. Like,
What did
basic
Gerard
study.
get into this time?
Oh, Gerard might be going to jail.
Oh.
If you want, Carl Jobst made a video about that we can watch later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw a video pop up about him on my YouTube feed this week. And it was like, he hasn't posted in a while. And I'm like, okay, well, no, he hasn't. So I didn't watch it.
Here, it was posted 7 days ago, has almost 2 million views.
Let me
Great
guess.
video.
The video I've been... where is it?
I just posted it in our area.
That's literally the video that's been showing my feed. Okay. All right, yeah, we'll react to that too.
Yeah.
When will you nerds set up a team and play Marvel Rivals together or Strinova? I have played Marvel Rivals, and Occo will play neither of them because they're PvP.
Yeah, I don't play PvP stat chat. I would rather play Balatro, which, when I get into a groove with it, is pretty damn fun.
It is fun.
Horus was tricked by the gods into rebelling against the Emperor by giving a vision of the future. Okay. Technically, I was half right. So I have been paying attention. It's corrupted by chaos, yes.
Yep.
Anyway, you said you had a video, that the video you wanted to... And you're going to stream it, you said?
Yes. Do you want to start with that immediately right now?
What did you want to start with?
We can start with that. I actually did set up a little bit of time to get up a React thing, so we can have that set up and watch it.
Tampa's got the React slop going.
I've been busy all day. Like, I typically play a little bit of video game in the day. I haven't played even amount of video game today. I've been
busy
running since I woke up.
Yeah.
So, here, let me... I was like, why do they open Discord? This is why I open Discord.
Oh.
Let me know when you can see that.
Hold on. Okay.
Let me do this so I can make sure I see your chat, because
everybody can see your screen.
my husband with the rat game. Also, hi, Aqua. Welcome, Gail.
Hello.
Horus Heresy was just a massive scuffle between father and his half of his sons that dragged in a vast... Yeah. Ready to get a video on the Hemso situation?
Well, we're going to do a stream on it.
We are. I don't expect this will be a lot of it, but we might... This might be like the first hour of the stream.
We'll see.
Ish.
This video is like 30 minutes long. Holy cow.
Again, we're not watching all of it, because there's some of it that's like near the end of it that's about Alana Pierce.
Okay.
And we're not watching that bit. I'll let you know that both my model and the Puppermint are on your stream at the same time. Oh, you took care of that. All right, chat, we're starting the video.
Hey, I got nothing but good news for you. No, I'm not kidding. This video is just going to pretty much be one big victory lap around the sun, as everything kind of just goes the way you probably wanted it to. From female Custodes apparently getting the boot, Henry Cavill's involvement in Warhammer leading to massive growth and profits, and later on I want to talk about a certain former IGN person YouTuber in the form of Alana Pierce, but the bulk of this video is this Warhammer stuff. Okay, firstly, you all know the whole female Adeptus Custodes dilemma that's been plaguing Warhammer all year pretty much. It all began when Warhammer's official accounts confirmed that yes, female Custodes are real, they exist, and they are here to stay. This pissed off a lot of people, cause like Space Marines, Custodes were and always have been until 2024, male only. Custodes, in case you don't know, they are the Emperor of Mankind's personal guard. They watch over the Emperor 24/7. standing near him, and they are genetically enhanced so that if anyone even tries to touch the Emperor without consent, they're getting Amazon Prime straight to hell in response. well, I got good
hate
news,
that
fellas.
correlation
Do I got
because of
good
Amazon.
news. So I was notified.
Okay, but at the same time, it does make sense because they are basically the rights holders now to be able to do like Warhammer, like movies and TV shows. Custodes, as in Sisters of Silence? No, okay. So there is a difference. Custodes are basically like we'll use Star Wars terminology because Star Wars is a bit more mainstream, I guess.
How dare you?
They're like the Emperor's Royal Guard. Like they're the red suited guys that you see when like Vader and Luke enter the throne room in Episode 6. Same idea, except those ones are pussies compared to the Custodes. But same idea.
Yeah.
From two sources. Firstly is Wokehammer Els on Twitter. Shout out to him for doing what he does and fighting the good fight. Definitely follow him. And another YouTuber named Marshall Beaumont.
I know that guy.
Hope I said that right.
That guy, I follow that guy.
Heard this from as well. All screen caps and such that I.
Sorry, you're like, I know him, and I'm like, I'm imagining like the was it the Brad Pitt meme where he's like, I know this. Oh my God, it's a dog. Welcome, Try. I saw this one. It's pretty good news. It's good news until you think about the fact that was an oversight.
Apparently.
Studies aren't Space Marines. They are made by a completely different process. They aren't Space Marines, but they kind of are, quotation marks. They're not. But
I will show you now were discovered by these two sources. I'm not going to act like I found them myself because I didn't. Okay, so there's a book called The Ultimate Guide to Warhammer 40k, which, as you would expect based on the name, compiles a lot of things about the franchise for fans to read and recite over. The book is written by Guy Haley.
Why
and
is Donald
Gav
Trump on the
Thorpe.
cover of
A little
that?
bit on the writers too, because this is important. These dudes are senior writers at Games Workshop. Guy Haley is the head of lore at Warhammer as well, so this guy obviously knows his stuff. And Gav Thorpe has been working at Games Workshop for a really, really long time. Suffice to say, these dudes, they know their stuff, so here's what was said officially in the Ultimate Guide to Warhammer verbatim, so let's look at those right now, and it says, as a legion of exceptional individuals, the Adeptus Custodes are less regimented than other Imperial forces, with promotion based entirely on merit. The Captain General leads, aided by a group of 10 tribunes. Below the tribunate, commanders of individual forces are known as shield captains. Armies or shield hosts are formed from across all 5 orders. Dozens of other sub-organizations, brotherhoods, and groupings run through the orders, such as the Companions, Wardens, Shadow Keepers, or Solar Watch. Some are entirely ceremonial. Others have genuine military application, while many simply exist to acknowledge the talents or deeds of their members. In this way, the Custodians keep their true structure impenetrable. So far, we're seeing a lot of the gender-neutral terms kind of getting thrown away, like Brotherhood being there instead, which is great. But here's the zinger, and the part of this video where you guys should probably screenshot this next excerpt to throw it in the face of wokey woke freaks. Let's read it now, and it reads. As Custodians accumulate victories, they are awarded a name to commemorate each one, though these are kept secret from those outside the Legion. And in public, a Custodian will continue to use the name granted to him upon his investure. Deed names are those of ancient kings of Terra.
Okay, people are saying this is an oversight. How the fuck is this an oversight?
I'm about to say, how is this an oversight? Like, you can tell that there's no way this is an oversight. Like, if this was written by a newer employee or a newer, like, lore person at GW, fine. But literally, he's saying here that it's written by classic Warhammer vets who have been working on the franchise since nearly the beginning.
I'm just like I'm looking at this and I'm like, I feel like the guy, I don't know. If all we have is one guy on Twitter, okay, one guy on Twitter saying that it was an oversight, I'm going to have to see the physical book first.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, the more you read this, and you're like, what even is it? What? How is this an oversight? Which is what, now you understand why I'm not trusting that video everyone's saying it's an oversight with until I see it for myself.
Yeah.
Because having seen this, I'm like, I don't trust it.
By the way, Marshall, the guy that whose screenshots were used in this video, said he'd be willing to come and talk to us about this a little bit.
If you'd like to, he's more than welcome to.
All right, hold on.
Because I would love to hear from someone else who's been diving into this. Someone has a physical book. So he and Damian did mention it. One guy on Blue Sky. That doesn't surprise me at all. Anyway. Wokehammer Else has the physical book, and that's where they pull from. In fact, my thumbnail that I used has one of Wokehammer L's pictures from the book.
Really quickly, Tom. Really quickly.
Okay.
Welcome, Marshall. Hello there.
Hey, okay, this is a little sudden.
It is, yes. Give me a moment to add your Fugi to the screen.
Yeah, take your time, take your time.
How you doing today?
Doing all right. It's just been, just chilling. It was a boring Sunday.
Yeah,
Nothing really major.
Very, very boring, yes.
Yeah.
So, I just randomly, messaged you and said, hey, your stuff is in this video.
Yeah, it's been making... Okay. I kind of set the Warhammer community on fire. I admit that.
You do. A lot of people tend to attack you. And I, look at your tweets. I'm like, this man does not, invoke the need for a crusade here. What are these people getting on about?
Hey, look, I call my community the crusade. I'm not trying to burn the world down or nothing.
But so tell me how you kind of discovered this, because you were given a pretty big credit in this video here. So I'm going to assume that you had a lot here to show off.
Okay, so here's the story, the backstory. So there's the whole thing in April. They released the 10th edition Adeptus Custodes Codex, right?
Yeah.
And a big thing with the lore of the Custodes is that women can't become Custodes. It's kind of a sort of the way 40K works. I won't go into super big details, but Space Marines can only be men. Custodes can only be men. Sisters of Battle can only be women. Sisters of Silence can only be women. The Sisters of Science are the female version of the Custodes, basically. April hits, 10th edition Codex comes out. There's 2 references to Custodes who are women. Just out of nowhere. And there's a social media post on Warhammer's Twitter account saying, there have always been women, we just never mentioned it before. It was which flies in the face of explicit wording that only sons of Terran nobility are Terra's Earth nobility are chosen to be Custodes. So everyone's okay, that's people tried to frame it as a sexism thing. When it was okay, but you've literally just contradicted yourself 30 years of lore really horribly right now.
Right.
That was the problem.
Right.
There was an uproar over. It was an uproar over it. It tanked sales for the Codex and the Army in 10th, but it kind of went away. And then Games Workshop released an animation of a series called The Tithes that featured a female custodian as a character.
Right.
And everyone was like, oh, okay, I guess they're doubling down. They're committing to it now. Well,
yes.
What happened was, and this is, I've got your stream up now. This is what got paused on the screen. This is from it came out in October. It's called the Warhammer 40,000: The Ultimate Guide. It's like hey, what's 40K about? This book will tell you. Like the really Cliff Notes. This is what 40K is about thing.
Would you say it's like the player's handbook for D&D?
No, because it's not a rule book. It's more it's more like a really quick setting, hobby overview kind of deal.
Okay, it's the ultimate guide of, you want to know the lore, here's the lore.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, here's all the information you need to know to dive in, essentially. It's that kind of book. Covers hobby stuff too, but the main point was that it was kind of funny. There's this whole back and forth of 40k being set, like Warhammer 40k being a satire of fascism, according to some people. That was where the Ultimate Guide first caused a stir, because the opening text of it says explicitly that, you know, it pays lip service to the idea that 40k may have had satirical elements in its like first edition, but that the setting is now, in the words of the text, matured beyond that.
Oh
and that
gosh.
upset a lot of people.
Yeah,
I covered that all the way back when the guide came out. Well, actually, I would say it was before the guide came out, because the opening of it leaked early. But what happened was, so it came out in October. It kind of just floated there, like existing for like a couple of months, and then it was discovered that in the section about the Adeptus Custodes, it says. It uses very specific language to refer to the Custodes. The term brotherhood, they've been called, the brotherhood of demigods in the lore. The word brotherhood was explicitly removed in the 10th edition codex. Like, the language was changed from brotherhood to gathering, like, neutral language.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so much more retarded in my personal opinion.
Yeah, gathering of demigods. It just doesn't hit the same. The Custodes section of the Ultimate Guide explicitly uses the word brotherhood. Like, it explicitly goes back on the neutral language to use the term brotherhood. Now that would be, that would raise eyebrows. But then what happens next is that the section after that is going into the lore of like how Custodes get They have it's a sort of thing in the lore. They have extremely long names that, from their built-up accomplishments, like one dude's name fills an entire like tome of Eldritch lore. That's how long they are.
Yeah.
But when describing this lore, it very specifically uses the following language, and I'm gonna hold on. I've got to find the exact thing. I want to quote this properly. Let's see. Is it this one? No, that's the one with Brotherhoods. Here it is. The explicit language used. I'll send you this image if you need it, by the way.
Oh, for sure. I'd love that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let me, hold on. Let me just bring up Discord real quick. I will throw this your way in a DM.
Thank you for coming on such short notice.
Yes, thank you.
I got nothing going on tonight or tomorrow, so I am more than good. Is this the one?
This will be our first unofficial collab here.
Yeah. Hey, all collabs are good collabs.
I promise we'll do something more official later.
Yeah. This is the text in question, and I'm gonna let me know when you got it up, and I'll read it out.
That is legitimately what we have on screen right now.
Okay. So it reads as follows: as custodians accumulate victories, they are awarded a name to commemorate each one. Though these are kept secret from those outside the Legion, and in public, a custodian will continue to use the name granted to him upon his investiture. The names are those of ancient kings of Terra, and inscribed inside a custodian's armor or tattooed on their skin, in a form impossible for normal humans to read. It is unusual for elite members of the Imperium, the custodians. As is usual for elite members of the Imperium, the custodians are vastly outnumbered by those who serve them. For example, their histories are recorded in huge illuminated tomes created by dedicated scribes. It is a great honor with a heavy price, for the servants are rendered mute so that they cannot speak the secrets they know. Like, that's the text. The point is that it very specifically, when referring to a custodian, like just a generic, could be anyone custodian, very specifically uses male pronouns. Granted to him upon his investiture.
Yeah.
And also the fact that these are the names of kings of Terra, like male rulers. So this is a direct counter to the idea that a woman custodian could exist, because like it is very specific language using, male pronouns and male terminology.
Right.
In a neutral sense, as in when you think of a custodian, this is what you think of.
Right, for sure.
Right. So this was noticed. I did my video on it, and it's like there's no real, other way to go about it. When it comes to the way, lore is published, this is a direct counter to what has been published before. The episode of the tithes, the animation, and the codex. This is a retcon of the idea that female custodians can exist.
Right.
Now that was the first bit of the drama. What happened next is, what happened next? First, there was a lot of coping about. Well, you see, this was written years before the codex released, so it doesn't count. It's like that came out of nowhere. That literally came out of nowhere. It's safe to assume, based on release schedules, that this was written after any kind of decision to retcon women and the custodians would have been made. Because the animation would have been in production since at least 2022, along with probably the codex. So this would have been gone into production after and every confirmation to add female custodians.
Right.
Then they tried to say that, well, it's not published by Games Workshop. It's not. It's published by a company called DK, but it's written by Guy Haley and Gav Thorpe, who are... Guy Haley is literally the dude at Games Workshop who organizes all the lore. And he also publishes he writes novels for Games Workshop. Gav Thorpe is a former employee of Games Workshop. He quit in 2008, but he's still under commission for Black Library, that's their novel publishing wing, as a writer. So he still writes novels for Warhammer.
Yeah.
So this is officially represented by two of their senior writers. Now, eventually, and here's the next image I'm sending you. Eventually, now, Gav Thorpe, one of the two authors, he left Twitter for Blue Sky. I'll let you take of that what you will.
Yes.
But he basically got asked on Blue Sky, are female custodians still canon? And his response, was that, yes, of course they are. Not every miniature is included, and I don't recall exactly, but we may have already finished that section when the series/miniatures went public. DK didn't have access to pre-release pics. Now, there's a very specific problem with this statement of his. And I've made my little chart of it, because some people really couldn't understand what was I was trying to say here. I'll send that here. He claims that, he seems to not know whether it was a series or miniatures that confirmed female Custodes. See, there are no miniatures of female Custodes. There's no physical product of them, period. You can put bare heads on custodian miniatures.
Right.
They're all male heads.
Yeah.
They released a new commander model with the 10th edition codex who only had a male head. There's a third-party company that GW commissions to do action figures. They're called Joy Toy. They just released a brand new set of Adeptus Custodes action figures. They're really nice, by the way. No female heads. There are bare head options. They're all male.
By bare head, you mean like no faces, or
no helmet, exposed head. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
A lot of the model kits tend to do that. They have a helmeted head option and an unhelmeted for people who either want to have their
OC do not steal.
Yeah, their OC do not steal with his face exposed because he's too badass for a helmet, or
exactly.
Wearing a helmet because it prevents the bullets from killing you. But yeah. But
we play Destiny, so we're used to that.
yeah. I used to play too. So, yeah. But so basically, all the most recently released Custodes miniature was this year in April, and it did not have a female head option. There are no female head options for Custodes. There's no such thing as a female custodian miniature, but he's claiming in his words in this post on Blue Sky the miniatures went public. So where are they?
Oh,
Yeah, you sort of see the problem here.
interesting.
It's like,
because everybody's telling me that this is the reason why we need to like be doomer pilled about female custodies actually sticking around. And if this is it, this is not good enough.
Well,
yeah, no.
Also, you're not posting it in full public spaces. Like, we know the kind of people that went to Blue Sky. We know the kind of people that people on Blue Sky are catering to.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, is a little. I did get a reply from Gav Thorpe because you see, I asked him. He's claiming these miniatures exist. Where are they? Right. I got a reply from him. You can check it out now.
Okay.
I'll say nothing. Just show everyone. It's a picture that speaks 1,000 words.
You were blocked by him.
He blocked me. Yeah.
I think he knows who you are.
Well, I mean, within like less than 48 hours of putting my video breaking the news about it up on YouTube, I was banned from the Warhammer 40K Discord server.
Oh my gosh, really?
I'm going. Okay, listen. I know people. I know. GW bad popular opinion. I'm gonna go to bat for them here. There is no official Games Workshop Discord server in any capacity. This one is run by Reddit.
Oh, okay. I mean, that doesn't matter then.
Yeah. There's no official GW Discord in any capacity whatsoever. It's all fan discords, like various fan discords, and this is the one that branched off from the 40K Discord server. They banned me because, in their words, they do not agree with what I say, and therefore I'm not welcome. Their exact words in the ban message.
As of right now, it only exists in text, but without proof, in a franchise built on physical product.
Yep.
Why does it matter?
Yeah, I agree. I would have to see the female custody miniatures before I would agree that it's quote unquote over. I don't know.
Exactly.
If there's anything else that people brought up, I would like to see it, but like,
I've got the stream open. I can answer. I mean, I've got your Twitch stream open, so if people are asking questions, I can answer them if people want. But
sure.
it's like it's the funniest thing because the book says one thing. I mean, okay, the codex and all that says one thing, but the ultimate guide says another. And the arguments, like I said, the guide comes from before, so it doesn't count, or like, or the author's saying, oh, they're still canon. I mean, he's not a GW employee anymore. Like he quit almost 20 years ago at this point.
Really?
Gav Thorpe, the guy from the screen, who deconfirmed the decanonization, quit Games Workshop in 2008. He hasn't worked for them for damn near 20 years.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's a commissioned author, but generally speaking, the authors do not have insight on products or releases, and at the same time, the response is very confused. He doesn't know. He doesn't know I keep calling it a tweet. It's not a tweet, but you know what I mean. You
can call it a zeet or like a I don't know. It's a Blue Sky post.
A blusky. I don't know.
Oh, that sounds weird. That sounds wrong. I'm sorry.
I mean, to be fair, it's Blue Sky. It's like it should sound. But anyway, but more to the point, he's very confused. He's like, he really speaks like he doesn't know. Was it a series / miniature? I don't recall exactly. That kind of stuff. It almost sounds like he's trying to cover his ass because he got found out.
Out that they're removing it, and now he's just hoping people don't get too mad at him.
Yeah, because Gav Thorpe he's got a bit of a history with being he's got a history with like woke stuff, basically.
Yeah.
He's one. I like to call him one of the 3 problem child writers at Games Workshop because of his politics. The other 2 being Aaron Dembski Bowden and Mike Brooks, but we're not talking about them right now.
Right. They're not in the hot seat today.
Yeah. He's got like a history of this stuff, like way back when he wrote a book. Like we're talking like this was like mid mid 2000s, 2014, 2015, somewhere in that range, wrote a book called Imperator Wrath of the Omnissiah, where he decided that because Adeptus Mechanicus, they're the like the tech guys for the Imperium, they're replacing all their parts with machines and shit.
Yeah.
He decided that because they do that, that means they don't recognize the gender binary, so he made a tech priestess who has Zim Zer pronouns. It's XI, XIM, XIR. And when questioned on this, he basically said the English language has no gender neutral pronouns, so he had to make some up. It's like, buddy, this is your language. You speak this language. You should know this shit.
He obviously doesn't. He obviously doesn't. If he doesn't know what he, him, or excuse me, not he, him, they, it works.
Yeah, it's like I'm not mad you added a gender neutral character. I'm mad you that you speak English and don't know your own language. That's what I'm mad about.
Yeah.
Like as somebody who's like big into writing, it's like, Christ, dude.
Do your research before you spout stuff.
What does that mean? It was like, English, do you speak it?
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, but he left the company like a long time ago, and he's not really, it seems like people are latching onto this just because he's an author with an opinion rather than like confirming any kind of company perspective. Like you know what I mean? It's like the you probably all know J.K. Rowling, it wasn't important for Harry's journey. That's why I didn't mention it, but it was totally canon, you guys.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. Like it doesn't really matter what he puts on social media because that's not what was published. What was published is that, you know, him, his, King's Brotherhood. That's what was published.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the grift YouTube channels and magazines have, you know, latched onto this thing. Oh, it's actually still canon, you guys. It's like, no, it's like, as somebody who's, and I said this again, I knows a lot about writing. You can't dictate this stuff on social media. Like, that's why the whole initial retcon didn't work, just because it was entirely rooted in a Twitter post by the Warhammer Twitter. There's always been female custodes. It's like, you can't, that's not how writing works.
No, you can't just. Did we ever find out whoever said that on the official Twitter, or have they not outed that person yet?
No, we didn't. The Warhammer community website and the Twitter account are basically kept going by a constant rotating group of hires out of essentially Nottingham University over in England. Like, you know, it's like, you know, work from home. Hey, here's a thing, publish it. You know, they don't even set foot in the games. They're constantly being hired and, you know, let go. It's, you know, the usual you know, tech grind for hirees, you know,
right?
Like intern hires. And this isn't the first time that, you know, the Warhammer community, you know, Twitter or webpage has gone off half-cocked. Like a good, like, they frequently post stuff that doesn't, you know, make sense. Like, there was a model release. It's this whole thing with like Firstborn and Primaris Marines. It's like it's complicated lore stuff, but the point was they released a new model for my faction, the Black Templars, and said the new model was a Firstborn Marine. But then somebody else said the model was a Primaris Marine. You know, like one of the people behind making it. And this led to a whole confusion because the Warhammer community website said one thing and the creator of the model said another. And then eventually they were just like, oh yeah, no, he's Primaris. So there was another time a while back, they do this thing called the rumor engine where they show a sort of black and white part of a model to like, you know, build hype. And they, you know, they made like snarky comments in the article, like snarky kind of woke comments in the article about it looks imperial. So it's obviously someone who doesn't believe in human rights, you know?
Right.
And within like a few hours, it was edited out to say something else.
Probably because they know that's a stupid fucking idea.
Yeah. Yeah. But the Warhammer community website is the Warhammer community like website and Twitter account are a mess. It's like it's been that way ever. So like I've been in this hobby for like 26 years. I know from when they had the forums still that they shut down. That was a mess. Games Workshop has always been awful with their online presence.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really know what much more there is to say at this point. It's like
no,
the books.
You did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thank you.
And someone in my chat made actually a great point in saying not only, but there's proofreaders, and before they had to start publishing the book, since the decision to retcon the female Custodes in, the proofreaders would have had to have the pronouns changed. Exactly.
The proofreaders, not to mention the editors, because, you know, I mean, yeah, proofreaders, editors, like, they made this book with the full knowledge it was going to refer to Custodes as male only.
Exactly. And if the book came out in October, why are they only saying it's false now?
It's well, that's the thing. The entire idea that it was written like, you know, potentially years ago, and then like a year, 2 years ago, and then just published now, came literally out of thin air.
Mm-hmm.
It's just people just started saying it, and some people just like, oh, that's truth now. It's like, but that is not an official.
That's not how this works, sir.
Yeah, it's not an official fact at all. You're just saying that. There was another guy who was actually kind of funny. I mentioned this in my own. I made the video. I made a reaction video to that because obviously people got really mad at me for making that initial video. I did see that. Yeah, and then I did another one about, like, you know, basically what I'm talking to you about now.
Yeah.
But it was in the second one, this one guy, he was like spewing all kinds of crap, so I was like, whatever. I just blocked him, you know, it wasn't worth my time basically, but let me find his post. This was the guy who really started saying it was, you know, oh, it was made later, and he made this really like hilarious claim. There's like 3 images for this one. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, it's like if I'm gonna shit talk the people shit talking me, I will have receipts.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. This is them. This dude basically said he made this claim that he's part of some super secret club that knows about the upcoming releases and that they're going to release female Custodes in the Horus Heresy 3.0, the new edition coming next year. It's like. Okay, Horus Heresy, quick context. You know the Star Wars prequels?
Yes.
It's the Star Wars prequels of Warhammer. It's like the miniature game based on the big war that left the Imperiums, like, where chaos got into the Imperium and everything got fucked up and destroyed, and that's why they're in such a bad state.
Right.
Yeah, that's the long and short. It got a 2.0 remake a couple of years back where they started also porting a lot of the models for it were resin and really obnoxious to work with, so it was also way more expensive. They started porting these models over to plastic with some new rules, and the plastic is cheaper to buy and easier to work with. And this guy is saying that, you know, they're going to release a Horus Heresy 3.0, and the launch army will be new models for the Custodes, who are also an army in Horus Heresy, with female models. And he's in this super secret club. Oh, they know. They have the details. Here's the part I'm going to show you that proves me right. And then it's like,
you could have written this on Word.
It's literally the this whole thing was literally the meme of, you know, the Principal Skinner in the Aurora Borealis, because everyone was like, can you show us? And he's just like, no. Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't want to he doesn't want to lose his leaking ability.
Yeah, it's like he apparently knows, he's got the proof, he won't share the proof, he won't, like, he could end this debate right now.
Wait. Hold on a moment. Is this guy like a pretty decently known person in the? No, he's
a literally who.
Okay.
He's a literally who.
The only reason why I ask is because this guy, well, he has a verified account. That's why I was curious. If this guy is saying that if this guy is leaking, like, here's the thing. Here's why I don't believe this is real. If this guy is leaking real shit, he would be out so fucking quick. so
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
quick. They would have booted his ass, and we would
And the
never
other-
hear the end of it. So I do
Yeah,
not
there's-
believe this man.
There's also context, when it comes to the horse heresy itself. So like the way Games Workshop, they've got 4 big games split into 2 genres each. There's Warhammer Fantasy, and there's Warhammer 40K, like fantasy versus sci-fi. Fantasy has 2 games. There's like the primary game, which is Age of Sigmar, and then there's it's like advanced Warhammer Fantasy. It's called Warhammer: The Old World. It's actually a remake of an older game that they shit canned a bunch of years back, but then brought back because everybody was pissed.
Yeah.
There's a history there. And then on the 40K side of things, you've got Warhammer 40,000. That's the main sci-fi game, and then you've got the sort of advanced version, which is the Horus Heresy. Now, the way they do things, they generally have a set release cycle for Age of Sigmar and 40K. It's like every 3 years they do a new edition, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, the way they've said they're going to do it with the Old World and Horus Heresy is that they're working off a these are the rules. We will occasionally release campaign books and all that, but we're generally not going to do a cycling release schedule with these. Like they might
come when we feel like it.
Yeah, basically, they're not. It's like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, like that versus D&D, which keeps pumping out new editions, where AD&D kind of just stays the same. It's kind of like that. Like
Or
that's
Commander decks and Magic.
Yeah. Like they've said, we're not going to do cycling releases with these. We did the 2.0 update to revitalize Horus Heresy because it was kind of in a rut. But that's really it. We're not going to do if we do update rules, it's just going to be like a digital kind of FAQ kind of thing. Minor changes, but no, like here's the new $50 rule book, go buy it. Like they're not going to do that with Horus Heresy.
I really hate it when game companies do that, by the way, where they just endlessly sell the same book with minor tweaks. I just hate it so much. The internet exists now. I don't need the same book over and over and over again.
But Occo, money.
I don't care. I hate
money.
it. I hate it so much.
I mean, I'm sorry. Like, sort of. I don't know if you're a dog girl or a cat girl or a squirrel.
I'm an octopus.
I don't know what you are. I'm so sorry. I'm being
Temp is a dog.
I'm being racist as hell right now.
No, it's okay. Temp is a dog. He's a femme dog.
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay. But yeah, it's like they're So yeah, I mean, it's like you're joking about we want money, but I mean, keep in mind that Games Workshop does sell models that cost as much as a used car.
Well, right. Well, I went to a Warhammer store like a couple months ago, and I was gonna buy one of these basic Sister of Battle models, like one of the singular models.
Yeah.
$30. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Why?
Oh no, there's if you ever want to have your mind absolutely blown, if you go to warhammer.com, just look up, just type in the search Manta, and prepare to feel your soul leave your body looking at the cost of this thing. It's a chunk of resin the size of a coffee table. And the funny thing is, I mentioned Joy Toy. They sell a scale Imperial Knight model. Imperial Knight. It's 40K BattleTech.
Wait,
basically.
which one was it?
The one I'm talking about. Oh, the one I told you to look up. The Manta. It's a Tau unit. It's like a giant. It's like a giant flying fortress kind of deal. I'm waiting for the moment where they see the Manta's price tag. It's good.
Here it is.
I'll let them know. Let the audience know.
Hey, chat, I'm putting this on the screen for you.
How much is it?
There you go. Enjoy the $1,875.50 Flying Fortress.
Yeah, it's one thing I'll never I don't know.
Oh, it's sold out.
Yeah, they rarely produce them because they're kind of a specialist item. Like this isn't something you will never encounter in your average game, but all the same, it's like, yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
it's like, yeah, like those things are, like that thing, like in terms of fielding it on the tabletop is like 2.5 armies worth, like, because things are done by points, you know? Like, it's like a point-buy system to assemble an army. That's like 2.5 armies in one unit.
It better fly for real at that price. No, really, that thing better be a drone I can use.
You know, there's probably some mad lad out there who's wired up their Manta with like, you know, fucking propellers and shit so it can actually fly. But
I wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised.
I'm not gonna like defend Games Workshop. I do try to remain objective though. Like, I'll go to bat for them when they actually haven't done anything wrong. When they do things that are wrong, I'm like, God damn it, not again, you know? The prices of Warhammer are one of those things. I will never defend that.
No, for a hobby you want people to get into, like a $30 price tag for a small, maybe 5 miniature bundle. Cool, that's not bad. 30 for a singular model, the size of my thumb.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of shocking because I got like brain rotted super hard on like Mobile Suit Gundam recently by a VTuber friend. Millie also goes by Androgen Echo on Twitch. She's a really cool person. She brain rotted me on Gundam, and I bought some Gunpla, and it's like I bought 2 Gunpla for like the price of like 1 squad. Actually, less than the price of like 1 squad of Space Marines. It's fucking ridiculous.
I'm sure you were surprised.
Yeah, it's like literally bought 2 of my favorite mobile suits from Gundam 0083, and it's like, I got enough left over for like a cheeseburger. Like, what the hell?
Chat, we found a worse one. The Mars pattern Warlord Titan body.
Oh no, this one's even better. You want to know why this one's even better? That's just okay. So
Oh, it doesn't include the guns.
yeah. Okay, so like Titans, for context, they're basically these Godzilla-sized super mechs that can blow cities up, and you know, like tactical nukes are just spam fire whatever weapons for these things. This thing is the size of a child, and you know that is when you pay the damn near $2,000 price tag on this thing. That's just the body. You have to buy the 2 arm guns, the 2 shoulder guns, and the head, which comes with the 2 heraldry shields separately.
Oh, yeah. Here, they actually show it on the related products. It's $175 for 1 gun, $128 for like the shields and the head, and $230 for the shoulder cannons.
What?
No, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's not helped by the fact that, again, these are these resin models. You can actually get, if you don't know what you're doing with like putting this model together, you can actually get cancer from putting it together because of resin is toxic.
For this price, why isn't it metal?
You pay $2,000 to get cancer, chat.
They used to back before like Games Workshop made their own Titans. They had this company, I forget what they're called, that used to make metal Titans like this. I think they were actually cheaper.
Wow.
That doesn't surprise me. You know what? That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. But this Games Workshop and this whole thing is it's no stranger to controversy. They've done dumb stuff in the past. There was the "You Will Not Be Missed" incident. There was the Austrian painter incident, which was even dumber.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, which one do you want first?
Yes.
Okay, so okay, we'll go in timeline order. All right, so "You Will Not Be Missed." All right. Okay, "You Will Not Be Missed." For the wider context, it's the so the opening like scroll of 40K as a setting, you know, like how Star Wars does the, you know, da 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 da, and it's got the scrolling text, like that's how they do. 40K has one of those. It's this big long speech about how miserable the galaxy is, and the final line of this is, "But remember, no matter what happens, you will not be missed." Like your life is insignificant in this grim, dark universe, essentially. So what happened was, this was when the Summer of Love was happening, you know.
Oh, no.
Fiery but mostly peaceful protests.
Oh, no!
So what happened? So basically what happens is, so, you know, essentially to protect their to protect their corporate assets and brick and mortar stores in the major cities, Games Workshop puts out this statement saying that, essentially saying that if you don't agree with like being a liberal progressive, you're not welcome in the hobby and you will not be missed.
That's not what I thought it would be. I was honestly like, I was expecting people to get upset with the "you will not be missed" thing during the Sum of the Love. Be like, are you saying that he will not be missed?
No, they were basically trying to say, they're trying to like politicize the fandom essentially. Trying to draw a political line as like who was not welcome. Of course, based off the straw man caricature of the right, rather than like the people who are actually the primary. It's kind of funny. The primary audience of Warhammer is is actually not usually at all. It is just like pretty right wing, just because of the. Like not in like, and that's not a mark against it. I mean, I'm right wing, but like moderately, and it's like just like normal people who just want to like pick up a cool setting and. Pick up models in a cool setting and fight endless wars because that shit's fun. And it's like this was like I would say that was really the point where the political dividing line in the community was formed, because the woke people, I'm not going to say leftist, I'm not going to use that term.
There's woke people on both.
Oh, absolutely. I was just getting yelled at that for saying that earlier on Twitter. That the woke right exists, but it was like, so when I mention woke people here, I'm not talking about the left. I know people who are left wing and Warhammer fans who are legitimately cool people who just like, oh hey, this setting is awesome, I just want to have fun here, this ain't political. But yeah, the woke people at this time were very much using this post. It's like if you look up Warhammer 40K, you will not be missed on Google. You can probably find the post they put out about this. Actually, you know what? I think while I'm describing this for context, I'm gonna look that up for you. Warhammer, you will not be missed. But yeah,
I found it.
Yeah, I'll. Because there's also a parody version that says, "Please come back, we need your money." But there it is. I just sent it to Occo.
Okay, hold on a moment.
Yeah, but in our chat too.
Yeah, it's the Warhammer is for everyone post. That's the proper name of it. And basically, like the woke elements of the Warhammer 40K community that kind of been brewing started using this image as a bludgeon, essentially.
I can't believe this.
Like if you so much as disagreed with an even slightly leftist ideal, they would literally just say to you, "You will not be missed," like a mantra, like say, like they would just say that, like it's like that was their argument. You will not be missed. This was they used this as a bludgeon to like try and say everyone is welcome in Warhammer. That's why everyone right of Chairman Mao has to leave the fandom immediately. And this was back when, this was like Summer of Love was going on when this was posted, and that's why it was posted. It was like, please don't burn our shops down. We like you. That's the context
people that
behind
definitely have money for us.
Yeah, exactly. Now that was the first incident. The other incident is that was the first major woke incident for Games Workshop as a company. The other was the Austrian painter incident. Now. This one's got a lot more of a story behind it.
I'm excited.
Okay, so hold on. The Imperium. Okay, so I'm gonna link you this no, wait, shit. I can't actually find, where's the original article? This is weird. I actually can't find the original article. Okay, this is really weird. I'm looking up. Okay, so while I look for this, because this is actually weird, the fact I can't find it. But basically, there's this tournament. There's a Warhammer tournament in Spain, right? Some guy There have never been screen caps of this. We've never seen a picture of the guy. But allegedly a guy comes into the tournament, registers under the name The Austrian Painter, and is, again, allegedly wearing far-right Spanish party iconography.
Oh.
And basically he goes to fight, he goes to have his Warhammer matches in the tournament. People refuse to play against him.
I can understand.
So,
okay, just on principle, if you called yourself Austrian Painter, I might be afraid to play against you. That's about it.
I absolutely agree. Look, I have a reputation among the woke side of Warhammer as the Nazi arch transphobe of the Warhammer community, which is hilarious considering I stream with trans girls pretty regularly who are really good friends of mine.
I think you and Archcast can definitely get along on that front.
Arch not. I've never actually talked with Arch personally, but we're mutuals on Twitter, so yeah. But yeah, so the guy goes to do his matches with people, and they concede. They don't concede. They refuse to play, but under tournament rules, that's a concession. The Austrian Painter wins, right? So he advances like 2 stages through the tournament up until a guy actually plays against him, and he loses like horribly. So that's what happens at the tournament. I'm pretty. If I had to like wager my schizo theory guess on the whole thing, he literally did that just to get people to quit.
Yeah, I get that.
It was a troll tactic to get people to quit, but it hit social media.
As it does.
That was your first mistake.
As it does.
So I'm still looking for this article. Oh, okay, I found it. It's so weird. If you try to look it up, if you actually try to Google it, okay, so it hit social media. Games Workshop said nothing for a couple of days. Here's the actual article on the Warhammer community website, but now this is the weird thing. I was Googling this entire time I was describing the incident to you.
I love that intro. The Imperium is driven by hate. Warhammer is not.
Yeah, I was Googling this the whole time. This article is thrown in your face every time you try to say Warhammer is not a political setting. There will be a wokeoid on hand to throw this in your face. It's like they're waiting at their computers, Googling looking up Warhammer isn't satire on Twitter, waiting for a hit just so they can throw this at you. It's ridiculous. But so this is the weird thing. I'll come back to this. I could not find this on Google anymore.
Really?
I don't know why. It's such a popular article to link, but I couldn't find it. It wasn't on the first page on Google, despite literally being the source. We'll come back to that. But basically, the gist of this article. The gist of this article is that they're saying that this is where it was stated that Warhammer 40,000 is a satire of fascism. This is where that was stated. It has never been, because Warhammer community doesn't attribute writers of these articles. So
probably a good idea.
Who wrote this has never been attributed. Whether it was even like approved by corporate and, approved by corporate to be published and wasn't just like an intern with a bone to pick writing it out of their ass and hitting send is unknown either. Nobody knows like who wrote this. Mm-hmm. But the general point is they say, completely contrary to the words of the creator of Warhammer, Rick Priestley, and another major figure in the creation of 40K, Andy Chambers, both have said verbatim, Warhammer's not satire. But this article says that it is, and this is basically, whenever you see somebody say Warhammer satire, this is their source.
That's amazing.
This article right here. And it makes all kinds of like high-minded claims of like, we're gonna combat fascism. Fascists are no longer welcome, and we're gonna make sure of it. Devoting resources to combating this stuff. Nothing came of it.
Yeah.
Nothing came of it. It was put out, and as far as Warhammer community the organization was concerned, forgotten about before the data was sent. Nothing has ever come of this. The promise is made, anything. But this is still, once again, used as a bludgeon by politically intoxicated people claiming to be Warhammer fans. And that was the second, like, major woke incident. And the third one is what we were talking about earlier, female Custodes.
Right.
Like, so when it comes to, like, actual, like, what you could call wokeness in Warhammer, that's really, those 3 incidents are kind of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, again, we've had, obviously, I don't want to go too deep into real world politics, but we've had, like, a bit of a shift.
Yeah.
We'll just say that. We'll have a bit of a shift in the past couple of weeks. Companies making very obvious, shifts in policy regarding what they, show and will depict in their settings.
Well, a great example of this is Amazon approved the Warhammer show, and Henry Cavill's going on board with that. The fact that Cavill's on board with it after what he's been spouting lately, shows there was a shift.
Yeah, concerning the whole female Custodes thing, there was there was a rumor that Amazon was behind it. It was literally, from a 4chan post that said, "Oh, it was Amazon's fault. They demanded female Custodes because they want a basically the guys, I want to say something to the effect of like the Eisenhorn series was going to be adapted. It's a classic 40K novel series, like one of the I'd say top 3 choices for making a first TV show out of. The 4chan post said, they said Eisenhorn was going to be the first book adapted. And the Amazon executives wanted a strong female character as, like, in the show, to be like, the thing where, the male main character is basically second fiddle to her. Like, that's what they said Amazon wanted, and that they didn't want. They thought the Elizabeth Beckwin, she's like the female lead from those books, wasn't a good enough character because she wasn't, like, physically powerful. And then they said, okay, so she has to be a physically powerful woman. So then they suggested Sister of Battle. Those are like the female opposite of the Space Marines.
Yes, I'm familiar with them.
Yeah, they're not genetically engineered like the Space Marines, but they are so faithful that they can manifest battlefield miracles. So, like, that's their superpower.
The fact that they're not augmented either like Space Marines makes them more impressive.
Yeah. But so according to this, leaker on 4chan, the next thing was they suggested a Sister of Battle because physically strong, like a training from hell SEAL Team 6 level soldier in power armor, right? And apparently Amazon said no, you can't do that because they're religious.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
So at that point, according to the leaker, Amazon said you need to do an Adeptus Custodes to be the female lead, and they're like, well, that's not a thing. There are no female Adeptus Custodes. And Amazon's like, I don't care, make it happen, or there's no deal. That's according to the leaker, that's what went down.
Mm-hmm.
I do not believe this leak one bit. I have my little schizo theory on what happened. Because it's my little schizo theory, I will not go into it now because I don't want people to bank off my personal, beliefs as to what happened, because I think that's disingenuous.
Right.
But disingenuous of me is somebody trying to, provide context. But I don't believe it's true because I know Games Workshop well enough to be a company that will be, like, shooting to the stars in terms of success, and then they will take a shotgun to their own kneecaps because they're stupid. That's why I don't believe Amazon did it. Like, the idea of adding a female Custodes out of the blue for no real discernible reason that can be reconciled either with the lore or the motivations of the company is just a Games Workshop move.
Yeah.
Like, I mentioned the Old World, the other fantasy game. The reason there's Age of Sigmar in the Old World is because for a long time it was called Warhammer Fantasy Battles. That was the Old World's, like, in its previous incarnation.
Right.
They were kind of mistreating it as a game. They weren't really releasing new models. The new models they did release were few and far between. They were the rules were becoming bloated, the army sizes were becoming bloated and unsustainable for people trying to afford armies. And the CEO at the time, Tom Kirby, his idea to fix Warhammer Fantasy was to completely torpedo Warhammer Fantasy Battles as a setting and create Age of Sigmar, which would replace it. And, you know, they invested tons of money and effort into making this Age of Sigmar game. It fell on its face. To this day, it is the least popular Warhammer game, of the main games. And there's rumblings that Necromunda, a 40K side game, actually outsells it.
Wait, really?
So, yeah, it was the fact that, so they make a off-the-cuff campaign for Warhammer Fantasy Battles called the End Times. It completely torpedoes the existing storyline from the previous campaign, ends the world, and then the universe is completely destroyed, and then they create Age of Sigmar out of whole cloth from that. And it was not popular at the time. It was so bad for Games Workshop was in such a bad place due to Age of Sigmar. They were in danger of going bankrupt, and Tom Kirby, the previous CEO, was replaced, fired and replaced by the current guy. His name's Roundtree. He's the current CEO.
Yeah.
And years later, they because they weren't doing anything with the old Warhammer Fantasy license, they gave it to Creative Assembly, and they made Total War Warhammer, which was based on old Warhammer Fantasy. And that sold gangbusters, became probably one of the most popular strategy games ever made. And people wanted to get into this setting on the tabletop and then found out it didn't exist. So Games Workshop was like, oh shit, people actually like Warhammer Fantasy. So quick, bring back all the old models, write new rules. And that was the old world. They were trying to profit off a setting they themselves destroyed for a quick buck. That's a Games Workshop maneuver, a classic one. So the idea that they would just fuck up somehow and put female Custodes in off the cuff is, like I said, that's a Games Workshop move.
Right.
That's why I don't believe Amazon actually did it.
I can definitely see and agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I can, if you want, I can say my theory. Again,
it is up to you. We are a smaller stream, so that is up to you.
Okay. Full disclosure. I'm guessing here. This is not official. There is no proof of this. This is just what I think happened. So now, we said before they had the animation thing. It's called the Tithes. It was like a 3-episode. It was a 3-episode anthology animation on Warhammer Plus. Nobody subscribes to Warhammer Plus.
It was the thing that confused Space Marine 2 players.
Yeah, because the first Warhammer animation off of Warhammer Plus was the secret level episode. To give you an idea, it's a subscription service. They were trying to pull a Netflix with Warhammer animations and related shows. Nobody likes it. Nobody subscribes to it. It actively costs them money. They bleed money keeping this thing going. So they had a series called Pariah Nexus. It was about Sisters of Battle, an Imperial Guard, and a lone Space Marine, lone survivor of his unit fighting Necrons. But I guess they wanted to do a follow-up to that, because the first episode of the Tithes is a follow-up to that. I'm guessing that was the motivation to make the Tithes, but the second 2 episodes, one is about a custodian and a Sister of Silence collecting psychers, because people with psychic powers are collected by the Imperium for various reasons. The big one being they feed them to the Emperor to keep him alive.
Yep.
And that was the second episode. That was the one where they debuted an actual not physical, but a artistic representation of a female custodian several months after the Codex. It still doesn't reconcile where they come from. I watched the episode. I was like, okay, I can't just judge this without watching it, even though I don't like what's in it. So I watched it, and I will admit, if the character Tirith, she's the custodian in the episode, I feel like I will say with all honesty, if they led with this, I think it would have maybe softened the blow, but the damage had been done by this point. Because the original female custodian that's mentioned, her name is Kesh, is the kind of obnoxious girl boss you expect out of like an MCU movie these days. Was trying to like win something called trying to the one in the Codex, Kesh tries to win a blood game. It's a thing the custodians do, try to get to the Emperor and kill him. That's what a blood game is, and the whole point is like you try to break into the throne room and kill the Emperor, and it's a test of the custodians' abilities and other custodians to protect the Emperor. That's the purpose of it, because that's their big job. They're the Emperor's bodyguards, and that's the purpose of a blood game. Kesh, this female custodian in the Codex, tries to win a blood game by teleporting a virus bomb into the throne room where the Emperor resides. A virus bomb, it is a weapon that will destroy a world. So her idea of a blood game, of a logically done blood game, is to drop a planet-destroying, for all intents and purposes, nuclear weapon into the throne room. And she was going to do this.
Sounds like something a woman would do.
And sorry.
Oh, you're good. I'm the one who made the sexist joke.
Yeah, but so it's like she's going to do this. Like, this thing is armed. This thing is ready to blow. She is going to blow up the throne world. The kill the Emperor. Like, actually kill him. But then other custodians teleport onto the ship, and it's like, oh, we got you. You lose. And then she's like butthurt, and then is like, oh, kill everybody on the ship because I'm upset. Like, kill all the mortals that work for us on this ship because I'm upset. Like, and that's how the story ends. That was our first introduction to a female custodian in the 10th edition Codex.
And it just sounds like that she's a bitch.
Yeah, because there's more context to what goes on here. Like, the mortals who serve the custodians are like the cream of the crop, like the best of the best, like the best captains, the best techs, the best everything. Because the custodians, like, they're the last line between anything trying to kill the Emperor and the Emperor. You know? So the mortals that work alongside the Custodes, because there's only 10,000 Custodes ever at a time, the mortals who have to work alongside with them have to be the best of the best. And the idea that a custodian, even if one who doesn't respect mortals, would just casually kill all these people off is asinine. It's terrible writing. And I feel like if they'd led with Tirith, who's more of an actual how a custodian acts, I feel like that would have gone over a little better rather than this girl boss character Kesh from the Codex. But ultimately, GW didn't choose to lead with that. They led with the Codex, and it doesn't matter anyway, because no matter how well you characterize them, even with saying they've always been there, even if you somehow said, oh, well, they just started recruiting women, it still doesn't work, because the implication is that you physically cannot turn a woman into a custodian to begin with.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing with it's a kind of transhuman technology with
yes, I'm a little bit familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, with in the Imperium of Man, it's all based on the genetics of the God Emperor. Like trying to transfer his power into mortals through genetic engineering, and he has only ever been able to pull off doing this with men. There's a bit in one of the stories where Malcador the Sigillite, he was like the Emperor's right-hand man before the end of the Horus Heresy, suggested the Emperor make female Primarchs, the guys the Space Marines are made after.
Yeah.
He suggested the Emperor should make female Primarchs because it will civilize the male ones. He's obviously never had sisters, but that's besides the point. The Emperor literally his response to this is to look at Malcador like he's a fucking idiot. So it's very clear the Emperor either wouldn't or couldn't, and it leans toward couldn't, make female transhuman technology. based on his genetics.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a hard limiting factor that you cannot turn a woman into a transhuman with this technology. Whether it was because there was the Custodians were the first, then there were the Thunder Warriors. They were like the alpha run of the Space Marines during the Unification War, and then there was the Primarchs, and then from the genetic material of the Primarchs they made the Space Marines.
Right.
And it's always been the thing that none of this works on women. And the Custodians, it is very specific language in the codexes and the lore that they only recruit sons.
Right. Oh my goodness. Kritosis, thank you for the 5 gifted. Welcome, by the way.
And that's the problem with just saying the female Custodians have always been there from that lore context. It's like, okay, but if they've always been there, how can they even exist? You've said they've been there, but you haven't resolved the problem where the lore does not support this.
Right.
And even if you're just saying, oh, they're here now, it's a retcon. It's like, okay, but even from a writing perspective, a retcon has to be reconcilable with what came before. Like when they changed Necrons, they're the undead Egyptian Terminators, basically, from mindless robots to having like a detailed, history and members of their species, so much as you can call robots a species, that are capable of rational thought, and how their gods aren't actually controlling them. They killed their gods and now control the shards. When they did that big change between the 3rd edition codex and the 5th edition codex, it was a big lore change, but it's reconcilable with the 3rd edition codex because the 3rd edition codex is from the perspective of other people looking at the Necrons, where the Necron codex in 5th was from the Necrons looking at everyone else. So they don't clash, they work together, Right. The Custodian retcon, it can't, the way they've done it, it can't work with the lore, even as a retcon, which is the big problem. Like, that's what people who are for it, like, either don't understand or don't want to understand.
Not wanting to understand probably sounds like it's more accurate.
Yeah, I mean, based on reactions to the Ultimate Guide, I'd say don't want to understand is a very, very good way of putting it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, like they led with the Codex. They did the Tithes episode. If we're talking like production timelines, the Tithes episode would have had to go into production first because it is a like 20 minute long, something like that, CGI episode of a CGI anthology series. They did 3 episodes. So that would have, I mean, being charitable, it would have had to go into production 2022, like at the minimum.
Yeah, because animation takes fucking forever, so there's no way.
Especially CGI animation.
Oh, that's right, because it's CGI. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's a CGI series. They generally do CGI for their shows, like, and on Warhammer Plus, and so this would have had to go into production 2022, like minimum, and that's being charitable. If I'm being uncharitable, 2021. Like, so 3 years in production because they had to do 3 episodes and they had to animate. It was the same company doing all 3, so they would have had to do them like in order. So, being charitable 2022, with, I'd say late 2022 would be the beginning of the development for the Codex, and then the new model. It's called a Shield Captain that they released with the Codex would have gone into production at the very least 2021. It takes about 3 years to make a new model.
Right.
Yeah, so we're talking, if they're planning on any retcons for the Custodes based on just the new miniature, 2021.
2021. Okay.
Yeah, 2021. That was when they would have laid the groundwork and gotten everything figured out so that when they do the Tithes episode and the Codex and the minis, everything is, squared away and working together. So when people try to say the writers didn't know there were female Custodians when they wrote the Ultimate Guide, they had, like, being charitable at the Ultimate Guide, it went into production, assuming they sat on it for a year, it would have been 2023. Even in this situation, they had I just calculus. Sorry, it's very hard for me to count. That is not a joke.
You're good. You're good.
It is like, at the very least, 2 to 3 years heads up, when they were writing the Ultimate Guide, that female Custodes would be a thing in the future.
You would hope, at least, unless they're all running around with their heads chopped off, not informing others.
I mean, that's entirely a possibility. There's actually a bit of a rumor right now. Games Workshop is having a bit of a civil war in like the company with the direction they want to take the games and how they want to go about the games. It seems to be the primary hitching point for this, from based on what I've heard, is that, again, this is speculation, everyone, you know,
of course,
knock on wood, is that one company wants a policy where there's only one army per setting. So if say the rat people, the Skaven, are in Age of Sigmar, you can't have Skaven in the old world like that. If something is a unit, if there's like, say, a Space Marine tank in Horus Heresy, you can't have it in 40k.
Right.
So that's like, so the contention between these two sides appears to be that they're arguing over whether that's a system that they want to do. Like, it was like very recently in Age of Sigmar, they got rid of an entire army, the Beastmen of Chaos. They just overnight removed them from Age of Sigmar and put them in the old world instead. This was after the main storyline of Age of Sigmar hyped up the Beastmen as the next big threat. And then overnight, that was gone. Like, forget about it. It never happened. We didn't release this giant Beastman, $150 Beastman god model called Kragnos as the next big bad of Age of Sigmar. Forget that. We never did it. We're not selling him anymore. Oh, by the way, Beastmen, they're in old world.
Uh-huh.
That just happened overnight. It's like, and nobody really knows why. There's some belief that it's GW slowly may want to phase out Age of Sigmar or lower their commitment to it. But I ultimately just think it's just the creators of both game systems fighting with each other. If this turns out to be true, granted. But more to the point, there was an incident in 40k earlier this year where they released, it's called the Imperial Agents Codex. This is like it's like a collection of, like, say, the Inquisition, the Rogue Traders. They're like the, like privateer pirates that fight for the Imperium, stuff like that. Like, they didn't really have a codex of their own, so they kind of just lumped them all into one rulebook. And part of the rulebook is you can take select units from the Grey Knights. They're like demon hunting paladin space marines, and Sisters of Battle as like support units. Like, you can take a limited number of select units. And there's a space marine faction that fights for the Inquisition called the Death Watch, or like alien hunters. They announced with the Codex, with the Imperial Agents Codex, that the Death Watch, who had previously been their own army, would no longer be their own army. They would strictly be Imperial Agents units, and you would no longer be able to pair them with other Space Marine models like you used to be able to. Mm-hmm. That the faction was effectively dead, like as a independent army, and and when the Codex came out, the Death Watch units were awful. Like, they barely function, and you can't ally them with Space Marines in any way to still play a proper Death Watch army like you could since, like, say, I think it's like 6th edition when they introduced that army. And this caused so much uproar that I want to say it was October. By October, they said, okay, we're bringing the Death Watch back. We're sorry. We're sorry. Please don't be mad at us. So, yeah, there's some kind of internal conflict going on at Games Workshop, I'm fairly convinced. And the female Custodes thing may have happened due to that. I don't know. But my own theory on this, and this is like what I've been building up to. This is my speculative theory. Do not take this as gospel. Games Workshop does not animate their own animations. They do, like, they farm out. They farm out to other production companies, like
right.
Studio Blur did the Secret Level episode. They got the people who did Gundam Requiem for Vengeance on Netflix. It was a CGI series to do a Death Watch related short for Warhammer Day this year that they then put on Warhammer Plus. They don't do their own they don't do their own CGI, except I want to say I don't think they do in-house CGI at all or any in-house animation. So basically I think whoever they hired to do the tithes, I think my theory is they crossed some wires. Whoever animated the episode made the custodian character a woman on accident, and it was too late to fix.
Is that your schizophrenic theory?
That's my schizophrenic theory, because the whole idea to add female custodians makes no sense.
I agree.
Yeah, it makes no sense from a model release, concept, because they added one new model of custodians this year, the new shield captain, male heads only. When they commissioned Joy Toy to do custodian models or custodian action figures, they're all male. Like I said before, you can equip them with a bare head with no helmet. They are all male. There's nothing in terms of a physical product to actually show this was any kind of long-term plan they had. So the only way I can imagine this went down was that they commissioned this episode of the tithes, from whoever animated it. They fucked up. They made the custodian character female on accident. And GW was like, "Oh fuck, what do we do?" And they were like, "Okay, try to pass female custodians by the player base." And it blew up in their face.
It blew up in their face.
That is maybe the only way I can imagine that, say Gaff Thorpe, like he says, being charitable,
yeah.
assuming the ultimate guide predates the Custodes retcon, assuming that, being charitable, that is the only way I can reconcile that they didn't know to write Custodes could be women when they wrote that it was some kind of fuck up along the way, and GW decided to roll with it to their detriment. That's my schizo theory.
I'll be honest, I would believe it.
Yeah, it's the only way I can imagine this happened, and I can only imagine that the reason there is male inclusive because they after they would have got the results of all this still before when they were editing the Ultimate Guide, and the only reason I can imagine they kept male inclusive language or male exclusive language at all, that the custodians are male only, is it's like they're trying to soft re-retcon it. They don't want to make a big deal out of it because obviously I mean, they didn't know where the optics were going to go before November. So I can only imagine they were like, okay, we're going to put this out. We're not going to say anything. And that's what I imagine happened. They just decided either not to edit the Ultimate Guide or actively edit it to undo what they did. That's what I think happened. And I think Gaff Thorpe, I mean, the guy had me blocked on Twitter long before he had me blocked on Blue Sky. So yeah, that's a little context there. I genuinely think he does not understand what's going on in the editing room. I think he is genuinely ignorant.
He probably is. I would agree with that.
He assumes that nothing has changed because that's what he wants. As a writer for Warhammer, he wants the female custodians. He's like I said, he has a history of inserting woke stuff into the setting. This is what he personally wants, so that's what he's saying is still going on. And a lot of people just, in the aftermath when he said this, just decided to, and ironically enough, it's mostly right-wing grift tabloids and YouTubers just decided to run with it as okay, nope, it's still canon. I don't buy that. I don't buy that for a minute. That's basically it. I'd say that's that's where my input on this would cap off.
Right. I mean, hey, I deeply appreciate you coming on and giving that, because I think me and Temp would have just sat down, watched the video, and been like, yeah, we don't agree with this. So you're providing a lot of much needed context that I feel like everybody here needed.
Yeah, y'all just like DM me, and it's like, yeah, I know. It's like, oh, hey, I'll help. I'll help you one. I don't, yeah. I don't want to take up any more of your time then, because I've got really nothing more to add. So.
Oh no, you were fantastic. I appreciate it.
Yeah, if you don't got any more questions, I guess I'll just head out.
Temp, I don't really have anything else. Did you have any questions?
I don't either. You explained it probably the best detail we could have gotten.
Oh, thank you. Well, I hope you have a good stream then. I'm gonna pack off. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, I deeply appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. And I'm sorry for racially profiling you as a squirrel.
No, it's totally okay. He's fine with it. He's okay with it.
A lot of people have called me a squirrel.
He'll deal.
All right.
You know.
All right. Yep. Later, guys. Have a good stream.
Have a good one.
You too. Thank you. Come on.
I didn't notice Akko's third title change. Chat, I changed it once I decided that we're gonna go with the idea that
it adds to the meme.
Yeah.
So I noticed my chat has been going on. I should say, because we didn't do our stuff again. Thank you, Marshall, for coming on. That was fantastic.
It was absolutely fantastic.
And honestly, probably saved us the time of having to react or continuously react to these videos. There's no point, because Marshall just laid it all out.
Yes, I agree. There, no need to continue through that. So we can honestly move on from Warhammer stuff for the most part and talk about some of the other stuff we had this week. But that was absolutely fantastic. We can move on to some of the speculation stuff now.
If all of you like the content we produce, we don't often have guests, but we're very open to people coming on. But if you like the content we're producing, on both sides, it'd be greatly appreciated with the like and subscribe. Yes,
like and subscribe. By the way, again, really quickly, Kritosis, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I deeply appreciate that. Let me go through my 2 super chats here. Wolf for 199 earlier. Treating J.K. Rowling tweets as canon was so dumb. I agree. 100%. I don't think anybody will disagree with that, because all of her tweets were retarded. And Fasto, thank you for the 5. Akko, Tempussy, Inquisitor. I'm sick and have no business being up, but in the name of Bulussi, I shall bleed a coin in a weight passing out. That's disgusting. You should go to bed. That is... Go to bed.
Yeah, Festiva, get some sleep.
Go to bed, Festiva.
Temp and the Chipmunks. Tempendales. No,
I hate it. Tempendales. You know that's going to happen now. And you created it.
I did not create it.
You just created it. Excuse me?
No, it was in chat. Look at your chat. It was in your chat.
Okay. Well,
I did not create that.
Chat, we're going to blame Temp for this one. All right?
Okay.
While we were listening and talking, I won another round of Balatro in the background.
Nice.
I got another deck.
So I guess there was one other video I wanted to react to tonight if we're not having to do those two. I think you have a couple as well you wanted to go through.
Yeah, we could, I wanted to go through the Carl Jobst video with the completionist, because the completionist is definitely like pop culture, and you and I have like, especially like our nemesis had like a lot of love for him, so I wanted to talk about him and just kind of laugh at the situation.
I liked him for a while there, and then something just happened. Yes. Temp is whatever you want him to be.
Exactly, chat. Exactly.
So we can watch the video for this.
For what?
For the completionist. Sorry.
The quartering.
Gerard kinda looks like Jeremy.
That's kind of an insult.
Just younger and more beard.
Damn. That's mean. It's very, very mean.
Am I wrong though?
Not really. Before I do that though, chat, I'm trying to figure out, I want this blueprint card because it copies the abilities of jokers to the right. I don't know what I think I'm gonna do get rid of the joker that does flushes, and then buy the blueprint card, because Copying anything here is just fantastic here. So copying the smiley face that's 10 multi for every face card that hits, and every card is a face card.
Yeah, no,
so,
get a blueprint. Get a blueprint.
It's fantastic.
Blueprints are fantastic. Yeah. Okay, so here, let me pull this up.
Are you gonna stream it?
And I am gonna stream it.
Alright.
You probably can't see it.
No, I can see it. Here. I'm gonna turn down that. Alright. You are good to go, sir. And we can pause. By the way, before we start, I feel like it's important to note. I'll give a little bit of context. Does anybody not know who the completionist is? Press 1 if you need us to give you a brief explanation for who the completionist is, because he's definitely somebody worth giving a brief explanation on. Press 1 if you don't know who he is. Press 2 if you are familiar with who the completionist is. And chances are I might just have to give a brief explanation anyway.
All right, chat. I am gonna have to ask the chat behaves.
What's wrong with your chat?
There's fighting.
In your chat?
In my chat, there's fighting.
For what reason? Your chat's like... You got 6 people in your chat. Who's fighting and why?
It's about the GW stuff.
Okay. Okay, chat.
You got enough thank you, Tapeworm?
I'm gonna give you a brief explanation. So, let me pull up a picture of this man. Hold up. Let me pull up a brief picture of the completionist here. A sad picture is definitely the right one to pull open.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. So, the completionist, Gerard Khalil, I think is his name,
yes,
had a YouTube channel. He still has a YouTube channel. I don't think he produces on it anymore. But he had a YouTube channel where his whole thing was producing videos about completing a game 110%, or just as much as you could. On the side, he also held a charity because his mom had what is his mom had like a rare disease.
Yeah, it was a rare. I forget what it was. But
I forgot what it was. His mom had a rare disease, and he did. And this charity that he did was to raise research for this rare disease. So Mudahar and Carl Jobst, who both are pretty good investigators in my personal opinion, when Mudahar decides to stop being autistic about Reddit, they did an investigation on this guy's charity and found that the charity had never donated any of the money that it had raised in the decade-long time that they had this charity go on. They had done the charity for, like, I believe, over a decade, and they had raised over $600,000. Now, if you are curious, chat, no, he did not spend the money. He just never used it. And if you are curious as to why this is an issue, inflation is the big issue, because if you leave money there, it depreciates in value. So technically, he has lost money over the years for not donating it, because it just goes down in value. So that is obviously a pretty big problem. After he's confronted about this initially, he threatens to sue Mudahar and Carl Jobst, and then they put out more shit, and he's like, well, fuck me, and then he goes into hiding and donates a shit ton of the money, and then he goes into hiding. And so now you are all caught up. So now you can now you can just play the video.
All right.
Hello, you absolute legends. Can you believe it? It's already been more than a year since the completionist and his family's decade-long charity scam was exposed last November. For those who need a quick refresher, between the years of 2014 and 2023, Gerard and his charity, the Open Hand Foundation, took in around $1 million of donations, money that they said was going to various charities focusing on dementia research. But over that entire time, the truth was that they hadn't donated a single penny, and had kept everything. It was only after Mudahar and myself made our videos about the situation that the Open Hand Foundation finally donated some of the money, donating $600,000 to the AFTD. The completionist public image was pretty much destroyed, and deservedly so. He had been lying for years, and after he was exposed, he took no accountability whatsoever. He made up excuses, made up lies, and more than anything was just angry at us for making the public aware of what he was doing.
You could really
And
see it in
didn't
his
take
face
long
right
for
there.
The completionist to return
yeah,
to
you can.
YouTube and continue making content. After his terrible response video, he just moved on and acted as if this entire charity scandal never happened. And his family moved on and didn't care whatsoever either. They even held another golf charity event several months later.
Okay,
This
pause
was
there real quick.
immediately
Isn't that
after it was
crazy?
already
This
proven
man
that for
decides to
years the
hold
golf
another charity event, or his family, because I know his family has a different kind of like charity. His family holds another charity event right after that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah, that was the wrong time to do it.
Yeah, especially since we don't really know where the money from this one went to.
Yeah. See, I don't know. Maybe this is just me, and maybe I'm ignorant or not knowledgeable of this. But there is a difference between different charity organizations, like okay, at least like from response. No matter what you believe what the charity does, some charities, if you donate to them or you do a specific thing, that charity will either respond and like either X post or Facebook or their main websites, any social media in general, they'll acknowledge who did it and have some like physical acknowledgement that this happened. But there's nothing that really comes out with the completionist or this. Like, there's no talk about it. He just says, "Hey, we did it. Okay, do it again next year." It's silent.
Yeah. Anyway, you may continue.
Okay.
Charity money had never even made it to the Open Hand Foundation. The family was keeping everything. But then, around 4 months ago, the completionist disappeared. And there might be a good reason for this. The completionist production company, That One Video Entertainment LLC, is in huge trouble. I've never spoken about this, but for the past 2 years, the completionist company has been engaged in a frivolous lawsuit against the biggest GTA Online roleplay server, NoPixel, basically trying to extort them for half of their company, and in October, they lost. And now Gerard's company may have to pay back hundreds of thousands of dollars in attorney's fees. And the cherry on top of all of this is that it appears as though the Open Hand Foundation might now be under investigation by the IRS. A lot's been happening, and in today's video, we will take a quick look. I really hope you enjoy.
I do make a reply to a comment. Don't a lot of charities keep donations anonymous, though? Individual, yes. But if it's a charity thing like Extra Life or what is the major one that like the disaster relief one?
I can't remember.
Direct relief. Like if it's a major thing tied to like or St. Jude's the other one. Like you do something, they will typically acknowledge like the charity, like be it a stream, be it a content creation or whatever, if it's like a big thing put together for people to donate to and then you donate that chunk of money, they typically acknowledge those.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't Games Done Quick do charity? Yes, they do.
I want to say GDC, but that's not right.
Now, Legends, a huge shout out to today's sponsor. I really hope you're around.
Nope.
The real time.
Sorry,
a beautiful.
I'm glad you do your sponsorship, but
bounce through it.
A lot of your trust at home, and I want to spend as much time as it will take to rebuild and re-earn your trust. It's going to take time, but I'm willing to put in the commitment, and I hope you give me a chance.
This is what Gerard said back in January when he returned to YouTube less than 2 months after his charity scam was exposed. I have no idea what he meant when he said that he wanted to re-earn your trust, because after this statement, he continued to pretend that nothing ever happened and he never spoke of it again. For the next 8 months, Gerard would continue to post videos to his channel, hoping to resuscitate his brand. The quality, however, was now greatly diminished because most of his employees either quit or he let them go. And then then, in August, he released a video about alien isolation, and hasn't been seen since. But while Gerard was pretending that everything was hunky-dory on the surface, behind the scenes, shit was hitting the fan. For the past year, many people, including myself, have been waiting for the Open Hand Foundation to file their 2023 IRS tax forms. Personally, I wanted to see if anything changed after they got exposed. Were they suddenly going to start properly declaring their income now that so many eyeballs were focused on their charity? Well, what's interesting is that the Open Hand Foundation hasn't filed their 2023 IRS tax
Wait, he hasn't
form,
filed his
despite
tax
it being
form
long
yet?
past the deadline.
What? Okay, because it's like almost 2025. My assumption is you get leniency for previous years if you're like a big business or a charity. Why hasn't he filed it yet?
Yeah, you would expect to see the 2023 by now.
I would hope. Sorry, that was just a random point.
Well, no, you're right, because like that should be there. Like, there are some years that you will skip and you will have to file eventually, but they're like, okay, fine, we'll at least do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it should have had time to do it
One would think.
by
yeah.
now.
Line. If you search the charity through the Office of the Attorney General, it says their reporting is incomplete and the IRS form is required. This hasn't happened in any other year. The Open Hand Foundation have always filed their forms on time. So it's very peculiar that at a time where it's more important than ever to be transparent, they aren't reporting. Of course, there are multiple possible reasons why they aren't submitting their forms. The most obvious would be they haven't yet done their 2023 accounting, but it could also mean they are currently being audited by the IRS. Personally, I think it's the latter, given how many people reported the charity after the scandal broke. Another piece of evidence to support the fact they are being audited is that it does appear they have already done their 2023 accounting. So there doesn't seem to be any other legitimate reason not to file. We know they've done their 2023 accounting because as part of their 2024 annual charity registration to the Office of the Attorney General, they needed to state their revenue and expenses for the previous year. Which they did. And
yup,
this is
they're
where
probably
things
being
get
audited.
very interesting. This form doesn't give us any breakdown like the IRS tax forms would, but it does give us a few basic figures. It says that in 2023, the Open Hand Foundation raised $155,000. This is significant because it's by far the most revenue the organization has ever
Okay,
reported
can I just say,
in a single year.
really quickly,
Mm-hmm.
this might make people mad at me. I do not like that couch. I do not like how those people on that couch look. I'm sorry. Like,
Oh,
I know they're raising
sorry.
money for
I thought-
cancer. No, I'm not talking about the couch. I'm talking about the people on the couch.
Sorry, I really thought you were going with, we're going to pause this video so I
No.
can talk about how shitty this couch is.
No. Like literally, the woman that Gerard is sat next to is the only, well, maybe the pink hair kind of is a debuff. But all these guys kind of scare me, all right? Even Gerard with his, like, sparkly beard. I'm sorry, I just had to say it.
Well, no, that...
The
Oh, no, it is a sparkle beard. Okay, never mind.
I just had to say it. I'm sorry. They all look weird.
I bet Gerard has banged those couch cushions. Ah!
Never mind, we'll make fun of the couch now, too. The couch part, too? Sure.
Oh, God. Okay. Usually charity donations are recognized because they are access publicity for the foundation. Yes.
total was back in 2021, when they raised $136,000. But that was under very different circumstances, so let's compare. In 2021, Gerard's fundraiser Indieland received $113,000 in donations just through Tiltify alone. The charity also received a $25,000 grant from Jamie Lee Curtis's charity, Syzygy.
Yeah.
Just these two income sources alone already amount to more than the $136,000 they reported, which means all of the bits, subs, merch sales, and all of the golf charity money simply vanished. Gerard's company or his family just took the rest. And this pattern of money vanishing continued from the years 2019 all the way through to 2022, a total of 4 years. And the money that went missing probably totaled several $100,000. But in 2023, after the public realized Gerard's family was stealing money, suddenly everything changed. In 2023, Indieland only raised $64,000 $50,000 in donations through Tiltify. This is $50,000 less than in 2021. And yet magically, 2023 was the Open Hand Foundation's best year ever, raising $20,000 more than they did in 2021.
Oh no.
Wait, what does that mean? Explain it to the child here. That's me.
It just means that they added what appears to be like an extra 90. No.
Wait, what?
Well, okay, so go look at this. I'm gonna rewind it. That's how much they supposedly raised in 2023.
Okay.
That's what they're saying they earned in 2023.
Where'd the money come from?
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
Where did it come from? Is this some of the money that was like... Where did it come from? See, this is... You know what, chat? I don't like the IRS, but the IRS was made for people like this. It's not made for people like me. It's made for people like them.
Heard this chat was lively, thought I'd like take a look. Well, welcome, Bug. And thank you for the sub. I saw that earlier.
Year ever, raising $20,000 more than they did in 2021.
It made small donations probably disappeared in the previous years. Oh no. They could have done that. And then tag them on here.
Done what?
Taken small donations from previous years
You don't think?
for themselves and then
You
chucked them
don't
here.
think?
How long has this been going on?
Oh my goodness.
Oh no. Okay.
It is a miracle. By the grace of God, the Khalil family has finally learned how to...
Whoa! Hold on! Wait! Hold on. Whoa. Okay. So, according to what? Okay, so they're saying in 2020 through 2022, it was like between $80 and $113 or $113,000.
Now we'll go with 113.
Well, just through Tiltify. And
I'm going to assume the
actual
extra money
total
came
revenue-
from streams and shit.
Maybe. But like you see here, it's like 81,337, and then total revenue was 122,000. Okay. But then we hit 2023, 64,155. That is the biggest jump of all of these.
It's like, where did all that money come from?
Yeah. There's definitely some money there that probably shouldn't be there. If you take the difference from the first 3 years, it almost equals the missing revenue from 2023. Ooh. I'll let you sit on that. I'm actually going to use the restroom. Actually, I'm going to keep this going.
No, don't do a Hassan. Don't do a Hassan. You pause it and we'll come back.
Okay. All right.
I'll talk to chat. I've got a game going on anyway. Got a game going on anyway, chat. We'll see how long we can go. Yeah, fuck that. 2 pair sucks. Especially when my entire deck is 2 different types of cards. Oh my gosh, chat. Do you think we'll win with this one right here? This is a funky round here. This is very funky. I've changed around a lot of jokers that I previously thought were important to me. Blueprint is really nice, though. Right now we're just doing flushes. We'll see if I can win the first try on this deck. Oh my gosh. Because here's the thing. Everything is a face card. Face cards get a 5+ multiplier. Also, face cards get chips. Oh my goodness. Uwu Gaming, thank you for the 10 Canadian. I deeply appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Akko is not addicted to Balacho. No, Chad, I'm not going to deny it. I am. I am. And you know what? It's okay.
Sorry, chat. I'm back.
You're back. Give me another Jupiter. Yes,
Okay.
baby. Alright, give me a moment.
For their income. It's a...
Oh, sorry. I should ask. Are you ready to go? Or you ready to just continue?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
amazing. We already knew that Gerard and his company were stealing money before, but this most recent accounting is just the nail in the coffin. It is so brazenly obvious that once they were exposed, they decided it would be unwise to continue skimming off the top. And as a result, despite last year being one of Indieland's worst performing years ever by far, the Open Hand Foundation was more profitable than it's ever been. Another interesting thing about this form is that it shows the Open Hand Foundation is still holding on to $200,000. And this is before their 2024 golf charity event, where they would have collected even more in donations. Why are they still keeping this money? One thing I've come to realize is that while Gerard may have been very concerned with his public image, his family, specifically his brother and father, couldn't care less. This is why back in May they continued running their golf charity tournament as if nothing ever happened. If you look at the Open Hands website now, Indieland has been removed as one of the charity events, leaving only the golf tournament. And the golf event was never something that Gerard was a part of organizing. And it's why the Open Hand Foundation now feels comfortable going back.
You know, okay, I will admit, back when they did the Indieland where it had Jamie Lee Curtis, I was like, he can't be that big. Because, okay, now this is at a time that I didn't know the Open Hand Foundation was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was just Gerard with like multiple different charities or something. But the golf thing does explain Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh yeah, that definitely. Although
Because
Jamie Lee
that
Curtis,
one felt,
she's very big on like charities and stuff, which
yeah, well,
especially because of her daughter.
Totter quotation marks. But no, if her appearance just felt really weird for like a smaller charity. Like I've seen other charities from smaller creators earn more.
Mm-hmm.
So that was weird.
Back to hoarding donations, because the public backlash that was originally directed at Gerard now has nowhere to go. When the Open Hand Foundation made their $600,000 donation after the story initially broke, they still had $200,000 sitting in the bank. And
Sorry. Like take 2023 from 60 to 155, that's 95,000. So in 2022 with a $90,000 base from Tiltify, they should have reported something like 180,000. But on paper only made 117,000, so up to 60,000 could have disappeared.
Where did it go?
That is the question.
this is only from the reported income. As I said before, I suspect Gerard's family has siphoned hundreds of thousands of dollars out of the charity over the years. But I can't think of a single good reason why they still need to keep $200,000 in the bank, when their expenses average around $10,000 to $15,000 per year. And literally the only purpose of the charity is to be a middleman between Good Samaritans and charities that actually do dementia research. As I said before, the lack of filing to the IRS is a pretty good indication the charity is now under investigation, and I really do hope this is the case. But the IRS isn't the only thing Gerard now has to worry about, because Gerard's company, That One Video Entertainment, has just lost a huge lawsuit. That One Video Entertainment LLC is the company that Gerard created in 2012 that all of his business activities fall under, including all of his YouTube channels and his charity event, Indieland. I will be calling it TOVE for short. On Gerard's LinkedIn page, he states he is the owner, president, and CEO of TOVE. And in April of 2023, TOVE sued GTA Online's most well-known role-playing server, NoPixel. NoPixel is owned by Coil Content Creation Proprietary Limited, which was started by a fellow Aussie, Mitchell Clout, otherwise known online as Coil.
Pause it real quick.
If you follow the...
Just so people can catch up. It sounds like Gerard sued a company that runs a GTA server.
Yes.
Also, no more Rat Simulator. I already uninstalled it. You have to watch last night in order to get it again.
It was one of those, you've seen it, now you're not seeing it again.
Mm-hmm. There's no reason for me to play it again.
But the rat was funny. But it's not a good reason, but the rat was funny.
Yes.
completionist but don't follow GTA Online role-playing, you've probably never heard of this lawsuit. And even if you have, you probably have the wrong idea about who is suing who. And that's because the reporting on this lawsuit has been abysmal and full of misinformation.
Sorry, can I just say GTA on roleplay? What the hell is that monstrosity?
Yeah.
That's a can of worms in and of itself. Like, what?
He sued an Aussie. Yeah, inherently,
He's suing an Aussie.
inherently trying to sue an Aussie is just funny because Aussies are disadvantaged anyway.
You also sued one of the more perpetually angry people.
Yeah,
Aussies hold grudges.
they do.
It all started in May 2023, when a user posted the lawsuit to Reddit, claiming that DW was suing NoPixel. DW was a developer that worked for NoPixel for several years, but he and NoPixel's owner Coil had a falling out in December of 2022, and DW ended his relationship with the server. The day after this viral Reddit post, Dexerto signal boosted the story, with the headline, "Former GTA RP NoPixel server dev DW is suing owner Coil for considerable sum." However, this was all completely false. It wasn't DW that was suing NoPixel, it was the completionist company, Tove. It literally says who the parties are on the first page of the lawsuit. I
But
don't
why?
understand how everyone got this wrong. Tove's lawsuit asserted that because DW developed some code for the NoPixel servers and DW was an employee of Tove, this meant that Tove owned the code that DW developed.
Oh
What?
my gosh. So because
What?
he was an employee under the completionist and they fired him from the NoPixel thing, they're suing him because they're suing NoPixel because they're claiming that they own the code that he worked on that now for a company that he no longer works under.
What are they smoking?
I guess it depends on the contract. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh, this hurts my head.
Just keep going. I kind of understand it.
And thus Tove should own half of NoPixel. But this entire lawsuit was a shakedown and an extortion attempt from day one. It was all bullshit. We are talking Billy Mitchell levels of frivolous. Everything about
We
this
all know that
lawsuit was a
Carl
lie,
Jobst likes
and it's
that.
going to take a
No.
separate and quite lengthy video to cover everything in detail. But if you thought that charity was the only scam that Gerard and his company were pulling, you couldn't be more wrong. Needless to say, this lawsuit never made it to trial. In October, the judge ruled in favor of NoPixel, and now NoPixel is seeking attorney's fees of $233,000, and they are probably going to get it. Unlike
My gosh. And do you know how much money they haven't put on the charity recently?
Yeah, that's where it's going.
What the fuck?
You know, this wouldn't have happened if you didn't play stupid games.
This wouldn't have happened if you didn't diss JonTron. JonTron is like another Chris Chan medallion.
Dissing JonTron is the old Sonic 2 medallion.
Yeah.
most other lawsuits in America, when you sue specifically for copyright infringement, it's actually built right into the statute that you can get attorney's fees if you win. And because Tove's lawsuit was so frivolous, and the judge didn't even see a need to go to trial before ruling in NoPixel's favor, Tove is probably going to have to pay up big time. As soon as the judge makes a ruling on the motion for attorney's fees, I will do a full breakdown of this lawsuit, because it really proves that Gerard's shady behavior surrounding his charity was not an isolated event. Until then, thank you so much for watching. You
Oh, Gerard.
I'm so happy because all of the childhood heroes that some of my friends knew, they're all falling apart, and it's just like I secretly knew some of these people sucked. They all sucked. All right, they all suck ass. I can't believe this.
No, I can. I'm sorry, chat. I'm gonna be totally honest, and I may get backlash for this. I don't trust charities.
I barely
And
trust
I
charities.
haven't for years.
Barely.
So, does it surprise me? No, I'm just disappointed. What about the Chugga Conroy thing? Chugga's innocent.
Chugga, yeah, he's innocent.
Okay, he's innocent.
Okay, the foot girl
Kind
thing is
of.
innocent.
Yes.
Like
if you like feet, ew, but you do you. Just
exactly.
don't be weird about it.
Chat, go bash Lumi for that because her liking feet is an issue.
But as long everything else about that is he's innocent. I mean, hell, he's doing 2 conventions right now.
Yeah.
He's doing Throne Countures. He's doing Runaway Guys again. Like, things are healing for him. So.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now,
Like-
okay, I'll admit, I think Proton John was actually a part of Indieland one year.
He might have been, I don't know.
And I know Gerard was involved with the Runaway Guys Coliseum one year.
Yeah, because they're all buddies.
Yep. Yeah, because Proton John was a part of Normal Boots. I think before and after.
All I know is that everybody in Normal Boots is like falling apart. And if that's
Yeah.
the case that he was part of Normal Boots, the fact that Proton John decided to start cosplaying as a woman and has a female model the way he does, like chat. I'm not gonna push shade to any man that wants to use a female model. Obviously, I can't do that. That would be a little hypocritical of me. But I look at Proton John and I'm like, you're coming out one day, and there is nothing that can convince me otherwise. Just saying. Just saying.
Although I was engaged to Masay threw me for a fucking loop.
I think it threw everybody through a loop, honestly.
Not me. Not me.
No?
As someone, and I'm sure some of you probably know the name, as someone who actively watches Steven vlog, because I find it fun. I'm sorry. Having seen Emil and Masay together consistently, there were signs. Like the fact that they were like, if one was there, typically the other was there, which implied they're a couple traveling together, and not just, oh, we're just friends going at the same time. That's not what it felt like to me. So, and hell, anytime that they visited Emil, there was constantly, like if you saw Emil, you typically saw Masay, and in Emil's house, he actually set up a workstation for Masay. So,
Yeah.
again, there were signs. Now, chat, press 1 if you've been watching Dragon Ball Daima.
Why?
I want to make sure that this is relevant.
Okay. I feel bad for Pro Jared's Me Too crusade. Yeah, but I'll be honest with you. There's only so much I can feel bad for him for, because he kind of like, again, he's another one of those people that went so horribly anti against Jontron. So, you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
Wow, a lot of people are commenting.
Yeah. So, okay. So, any of you who watch Daima, if you're waiting for Friday, don't wait. Daima does not return until January 10th. We are taking a week off in this Friday. Just figured that was, we report drama, we report pop culture. I figure that's, important.
Damn, that was a good run.
So, do we want to talk about the near rumors and information news?
We can. We can.
Chat. Near. Near
You died there for a moment.
sold 9 million copies.
They did. Nier has sold 9 million copies, chat. Isn't that amazing? Which is, now, to put things into perspective, not very many games sell 9 million copies, period. Not even, like, games that are way more neat. Because, like, here's the thing. It might be hard for some people to believe this. Nier is actually kind of a niche game, because it just is. Like, it took Automata for the series to actually, like, get more out there. Because the first one wasn't as popular, if I remember correctly. So it took Automata, took female robot, for people to get on it. And I'm trying to think of a game that hasn't sold 9 million copies that might be more mainstream.
I want to clarify. I'm seeing some people ask which Nier. Nier Automata. It's just Nier Automata. Or Automata, whatever you want to say for it.
Yeah.
Point is, it's the 2B game. I bought both Nier games. Good. You should. We'll be going into the rumors of Nier 4 soon.
Oh, you're just going to say Nier 4 already?
I'm going to say... Well, no. The reason I say that is because Yoko Taro has flat out admitted that Nier Reincarnation is basically Nier 3.
You know. The mobile game that nobody played.
Yes. Now, it is still playable. The servers are shut down, but it is still playable for the story, which is good.
Oh, so you don't have to play for the gacha anymore?
No, you could just play for the story.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You play it on the computer?
Probably through BlueStacks, yes.
Gross.
I know, but
Drakengard's even more niche? Yes, it is.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people are hoping that there's a remaster for it.
On that note, chat, I guess in the same topic, Nier Automata never goes on sale on Steam. Period. It is $16. Go buy it.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow.
In fact, it is under 20 if you buy the... Actually, no, I would say if you buy the DLC, but the DLC is literally included with the game of the year edition. So... but the 9 million part actually is brought up in the video I want to react to.
We got more react chat. More react.
One more react. One more react. And this will be the last one for the night.
Mm.
All right. I don't know how many of you have heard of Gamer's Joint. He is wild, to say the least. I'm gonna swap this so you can see this.
Oh, I can see it.
Oh, you can see it just fine? Okay,
I can see it.
But I typically enjoy Gamer's Joint for when he reports news because he is very blatant about if it is a tease, a rumor, or news. Like, he will tell you and show you proof of why he says that. At least that I've seen. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But
I need to use the
All right, guys,
restroom.
welcome back to another one.
okay, we'll wait.
So I used the restroom. You talk for a minute or two.
It's rare, but it goes on sale. No, you're fine. You're fine. It is rare. I bought it on a sale as well, but the fact that it is also rare to go on sale means that if you were wanting to buy it on sale, I would buy it because you have just a couple more days, really. At the same time, Replicant is also on sale, so if you wanted both, there you go. I got Nier Automata on Xbox for $9. I have it on my PS4 and on PC. Because I've kind of started rebuying games that I bought on PS4 that were non-exclusive on PC. Because PC is better. I'm not familiar with the channel. I'm not surprised. But I'm just saying... I would like to clarify that this is a Kingdom Hearts channel, primarily. So he will make references to Kingdom Hearts. And that's fine. I've been playing Replicant. Replicant was fantastic. I think I might like Replicant more but Nier or Automata was still really good. And if this tease or rumor in this video is true, 2025 is gonna be interesting. Gamers Joint is all Kingdom Hearts channel news, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
He's gonna be hot.
He's been making news for KH4 now, and I'm just sure he's making news for other stuff as well because Kingdom Hearts news is so dead. Base as fuck, beautiful fox girl, femboy. But thank you.
I've got some pretty good news for you fellas today. I am in fact putting an end to my Harry Potter 4 hair phase that I am currently going through. This is the final video that you'll see with me with my hair this long. But in less interesting news, we do have an update on Nier, of all games. This doesn't happen all too often, but it would seem as if the next Nier game,
By the way, this music might get us claimed because he's playing the music.
Well, it might, but we're talking over it as well as he's talking over it as well. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Like I thought about that while listening to this on the way home. I was like, shit, if we listen to this, I might get claimed.
Yeah. Well, chat, donate to Occo if we get claimed.
Yes, give me money, chat, because I might get claimed.
It's so dead if good games continue to be announced like this. Oh yeah. That's why I never got to Kingdom Hearts. A bit new with some friends who play Kingdom Hearts. Well, again, if you're wanting the Kingdom Hearts, it is on sale on PC on Steam. Yeah, he's playing Replicant music. Is this Replicant or is this Automata?
I know it's the Chaos Speak. Was it Chaos Speak in both games?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
You need to play Replicant.
I don't own it yet.
Well, buy it. It's on sale. $24.
I'll think about it.
Down from 60. Okay.
Finally, will be getting revealed in 2025. So it seems. Recently, 4Gamer did a bunch of interviews with a ton of reputable Japanese developers.
Oh my god, he's got a bird in the background.
Industry.
He's got a bird.
Yusuke Saito, who is the producer.
I'm not a femboy. I just like your VTuber. Well, I'm a femboy. At least the model's a femboy.
Yes.
Please just pause frequently to avoid the bot. No, yeah, you can also do that, yeah. But
something very interesting to say, mentioning 2025 will be a milestone year as it marks the 15th anniversary of the Nier series, so I'd like to do something for it. What should we do? Maybe something with the next game or developments related to that? I've been hearing the fans' expectations. It's a bit tricky though. That said, as I'll likely be doing less direct work as a producer, I'd appreciate it if you could patiently look forward to what's coming. This definitely comes across as a tease to say, hey, you won't be waiting too much longer to hear about the next Nier title. Something that people have been waiting quite a long time for. Nier Automata released back in 2017. Now it's not like we've been completely without anything related to Nier since 2017. We of course had Nier.
I didn't know that the game was that old.
Version. Yeah,
I didn't know that. Old. That is insane.
I actually almost bought it that year because I'm like, I heard this game was good.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't buy it.
Of the 2010 original game, which quickly became my favorite Nier installment. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I did Automata. And it was of course the mobile entry Nier Reincarnation, which yes, is canon. It is important to the overarching story of the Nier games. It is deemed to be Nier 3. This has actually been confirmed by Yoko Taro. So the next Nier game we get will technically be Nier 4. Now this is absolutely the biggest Nier 4 tease that we've received so far, and basically confirms that we will be hearing about the new Nier title in 2025. But there was actually a smaller Nier tease that happened in May of this year. I've been talking about wanting to do something with Yoko and Okabe for some time now. Yoko Taro, the director of Nier, and Kichi Okabe, the composer of Nier. I'll have something a bit more put together to say in the not too distant future, so please stay tuned. It might be Nier, it might not be Nier. That's about all I can say for now. Anyway, he also went on to mention that he's also working on another project. I'm doing various things with the idea of creating something that does not yet exist. I can't devote my time to that fully, so most of it has been left to the staff, but it's turning into something quite interesting. I'm looking forward to the day we can announce it. So there are 2 projects that are coming from Mr. Saito, but one of these are undeniably near, especially with the mention of Yoko Taro and Kichi Okabe. That is absolutely...
Automata is 7 years old?
kinda
Yes, it is. It would be kind of crazy to see Automata be 10 years old when we get the next game. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like that would sadly make the most sense.
To do what? Sorry.
To come out with a game on after 10 years.
He actually goes into it, but we're also in a bit of a Square Enix lull. Because we had Rebirth this year. And we're probably getting HD 2D 1 and 2 for Dragon Quest in 2025. I don't know if Square will count that as like the big release of the year. But that means 2025, if Dragon Quest does not count, is pretty much empty. Whereas we pretty much have rumors and speculation that Kingdom Hearts 4 will be in 2026. And then the final game in the 7 remake trilogy in 2027. So an announcement and release, maybe, of Nier might be the route they go for 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Surprising how long it has taken for a follow-up Nier game to release, just given the success of Nier Automata. Prior to Nier Automata's release in 2017, the original Nier game was absolutely considered to be incredibly niche and not very well known. It was actually thanks to Nier Automata's success that blew the Nier series out of the water and basically chucked it into the mainstream. Now, for Square Enix, the Nier series is absolutely a household name. And with a few more Nier releases underneath the belt, Nier could absolutely become a flagship franchise for Square Enix. It was recently announced that in total, Nier Automata has sold 9 million units worldwide. Just to put this into perspective, that is more than the best-selling Kingdom Hearts game, which is Kingdom Hearts 3, sitting around about 6.7
And Kingdom Hearts is like worldwide.
That Nier is a series.
That is like worldwide.
And Disney.
And Disney, yeah. Yeah.
Is Square Enix going through the culture war internally? Yes. Yes, they are.
I think they're going to win it, though.
I think they are going to win it because there are active like series creators like the creator of Dragon Quest, as an example, basically calling the woke and DEI culture cult to the point that Square had to scrub his interview about it. So, and there are rumors and speculation that the censorship for at least Dragon Quest 3 was internally done before they decided that we're done with that, or at least toning it down.
That really only has 2 major game releases, that's pretty damn impressive. So a big follow-up title to Nier is something that people have been waiting an incredibly long time for, especially now that Square Enix know, okay, this is a super successful franchise. A lot of people care about this, and especially what's going to come next. It's been exciting to think about what the next Nier game will look like. And that's just it. We're about Yosuke Saito and Yoko Taro, as well as the team working on the next Nier game, going to take the game's story. Because we know that Nier Automata and Replicant are set thousands of years apart. Even though there's that big gap between the 2 games, yes, they're absolutely important to each other, and you should absolutely experience both to get a clear picture as to exactly what's going on within this
Didn't
world.
they say that Final Fantasy XIV also was canon?
No, Toy Story.
No, for
no,
Nier.
sorry, I'm thinking Kingdom Hearts. No.
Didn't they say the event was canon?
Yes, they did.
That is
to
insane.
Nier, not to 14.
Yeah. That is insane.
Yeah, it is.
Next Nier game being set in the very distant future. We know that for Ending E of Nier Automata, the pods basically tell us that there is a brand new world and future out there, one that isn't revolving around this constant cycle of repetition to do with the androids constantly repeating the same fate over and over and over again. That's basically the aim and the goal of what we experience as players playing through Nier Automata, to try break the cycle of repetition. So will this next Nier game be directly connected to that of Automata and the events that transpired from that, revolving around that world that is broken free from that constant cycle of repetition? We also know that the memories of 9S, Adam, and Eve were also sent to a new world, whatever this new world might be. It might be a story that takes place between the events of Replicant and Automata, given that so much time is set between these two titles. By the way, I also haven't fully experienced the narrative that Reincarnation displays, and I'm sure that Reincarnation most likely will have something to do with this next Nier game. So whether or not you can take some hints of what Nier Reincarnation kind of tells you, to guessing maybe what Yoko Taro will do for the story of Nier 4, I'm a little bit unsure. Yoko Taro, though, always likes to do something really different, and so I'm sure the story that is going to be presented here in the next Nier game will be something most of us probably aren't expecting. But just given the success of Automata, I would say that Square Enix will absolutely want to make this next Nier game have heavy connections to what you see in Automata, whether it be set before that game or afterward, as from a marketing standpoint, it can help signify that this is a true follow-up to that game. Now, the other important thing to keep in mind here is the developers behind the game, because of course we know that Automata was actually developed by Platinum Games. Platinum Games right now are in a bit of a sticky situation. We don't actually know if there's too much more of a future left for Platinum, though it's not absolutely set in concrete if the company are going to close down. Things aren't really looking too good.
It's kind of sad because Platinum did make some good games, but like,
They did, but they haven't been making anything for a bit. They've been very quiet. And I think, was it the last thing they made also kind of was a bomb?
was it Bayonetta 3?
I think it was, actually. I think Bayonetta 3 was the last thing they did. Let me check.
Isn't the new world just Drakengard world? So yeah, the Nier world is like a joke ending from one of the Drakengard endings. And it turns into a whole series.
So the last game they did was apparently Bayonetta Origins, the storybook Bayonetta game. And apparently they did some work for Final Fantasy 16 and the new Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. But that's what Wikipedia is saying. I don't know if I believe that.
Okay. It was Bayo 3. A lot of the devs have also left Platinum. Maybe they're working for Square Enix now.
Honestly, there's been rumors that a lot of like old, like classic Capcom and Platinum devs did go to Square. So
Enix have recently mentioned that they are trying not to outsource work and rather develop all future projects in-house. Now, they might make some exceptions for some pretty big, well-known franchises like Nier. Considering the success of Automata, they might want to remain with Platinum Games. We also then have Toy Logic, the guys responsible for the remastered version.
Hey, can I just say, I get his branding is green, but that does not look good.
No, it doesn't.
The orange on the green, that doesn't work.
Makes me want puke.
Yeah.
Of Nier Replicant in 2021. Replicant was also outsourced, looking at the remaster, and granted it is a remaster, it is a little bit more than just your typical remaster if you look at it. Systems definitely had to be reworked, and I think these guys are pretty competent developers. They did a pretty good job there. So it'll be interesting to see who they get on board to develop this next game. Considering though just the overall success of Nier, it totally wouldn't surprise me if Square Enix now, because they're confident with this brand, that they actually decide to develop the next game in-house with a totally brand new team dedicated to the Nier franchise. You have to imagine that this next game has probably been in development for a little while now, and so if the game does get revealed in 2025, I can definitely picture a 2026 or 2027 release. That would mean, though, that if we are to get Kingdom Hearts 4 in 2026 and Final Fantasy VII Part 3 in 2027, Nier will hopefully end up releasing in the same year as one of those games. That is going to be an absolutely Goliath year for Square Enix. And this would be a really good game to have in Square Enix's future pipeline because, as we know and as we've been talking about, there isn't really a whole lot of big heavy hitters right now sitting in Square Enix's pipeline, or at least where we know the game is actually going to release at a certain point. Right now it's basically just Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 still years away, Kingdom Hearts 4, and Dragon Quest 12. So to also have Nier lined up there, the next big Nier game, is very big for Square Enix. Circling back to the Square Enix showcase that I heard about that might possibly be happening in February, could this be one of the big things that gets revealed for the first time there? One last thing I'm going to throw in here, and I hope is part of Square Enix's future Nier plans, is a Drakengard remaster, or remake, or just something to do with Drakengard. For those unfamiliar, Nier is basically a spin-off series from Drakengard. Now, the two are technically connected, but it's not like you need to understand Drakengard in order to know what's going on.
The fact that it has dragons in it is kind of funny.
Yeah.
One of the endings for the original Drakengard basically gives birth to the world of Nier you come to find in both Replicant and Automata. It has been explained that ending E for Drakengard was originally just meant to be a joke ending, but in typical insane Yoko Taro fashion, he decided to do more with this ending, acting
a joke ending turned into pure depression.
And robot titties.
And robot titties. Yoko Taro really just pulled a Tetsuya Nomura with that one.
You know what? I'm okay with it.
as the origin to the birth of the world of Nier. So the first Drakengard quite literally sets up the chain of events that you experience throughout the Nier games. It's some pretty interesting stuff. Personally, I've held off from playing through the Drakengard games. While I absolutely want to, I've been pretty sure that since the success of Automata in 2017, that at some point Square Enix will do something more with these games. They unfortunately haven't. And I also know that Drakengard 1 and 2 are a little bit hard to go back to, as the gameplay and combat found in those games is quite dated nowadays. So I do hope that Square Enix give Drakengard another chance, and I think also doing a remastered trilogy of some kind with some quality of life improvements could possibly provide some evidence to Square Enix to maybe suggest if it's worth them continuing the Drakengard series as something that does release alongside Nier. However, guys, thank you so much for tuning.
And that's it.
Oh yeah, that's it. So that's interesting. I don't know if I agree with the idea that, like, oh, we could get Kingdom Hearts or Nier 4, whatever, in like 26, 27. I could see it, but I don't know if they would want to do that. If they could have a solid year every year, that'd be good. But Square has also been kind of in the money pit. The problem is, I don't agree with the 2026 release.
You don't think so?
He doesn't list it because he probably doesn't notice the pattern, but 2026 is also going to be a expansion year for 14.
You're right. If they do that, yeah.
Yeah. So
by the way, we're almost a year into the expansion for 14, and I still haven't finished it yet.
No, we're not. Came out in like June.
Oh, was it June?
Months. Yeah.
We're 6 months into it, and I haven't touched it. That's how uninterested I am. Lumi said she's gonna start streaming it again.
Yeah. She actually sent me a video today about it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I haven't watched it yet.
I've had a lot of people reinforce my hatred for Waklama in the story, so
Dawn Trail is just Stormblood 2. Like, it's
and that makes it really bad. It makes it really fucking bad.
I
And
don't
I
mind it.
hate
I don't
it.
like Wook Lamont. The other half of the story is great. The Wook Lamont part of the story is not, and that's it. Drakengard is janky as hell. A remade Drakengard trilogy with gameplay feel like Automata or Stellarblade would be sick. Yeah, it would be. But if 2026 is going to be an expansion year for 14 on top of maybe Kingdom Hearts 4, we're not sure about that, but Tetsuya Nomura seems to be full on in on Kingdom Hearts right now. So we'll see how that one goes.
A remake with Drakengard with the gameplay of Automata or Stellarblade would be sick. I agree. I 110% agree. I think that would definitely make me want to buy it.
Oh yeah, I would. So I honestly think that if we're getting near 4, and if it has been in development for years, I think 2025 is going to be that year. I think at the earliest, because here's the thing, he mentioned Dragon Quest 12, and I know Square was already like taking a while in 12, and with the passing of Toriyama, we'll see where that goes. But
yeah,
that may still, like, there is an actual chance, small, slim, very slim, that 12 could come out in 27. So what, you want to have near 25 for Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts 26, potentially Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy in 27. I think Dragon Quest is scope, but
maybe a little bit.
I'm not going to rule it out.
Maybe just a little bit. Stellar Blade and 2B collab, Peach freaking Cinema. Peach, I think you mean Peak, but yes.
Peak. Well, no,
They said Peach. I'm going to correct you.
I might agree with the Peach.
Speaking of Peach, this is kind of a side tangent. There's an artist out there that drew a Queen Peach. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, I'll have to find it. But it's just like, it's obviously very lewd. But it's like, she no longer looks like a small Peach. She's very, gilf. Or I'll just say MILF. She's very MILF territory.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it.
So, the last major topic I had for the night. Actually, I have two. Sorry, two. I realized there was another one. Apparently, we got a trailer today for the new Spider-Man show on Disney Plus.
Oh, are you gonna show it off?
Yeah, I am. Chat.
Give me a moment.
They made Norman Osborn black, and I'm hearing from other sources that they made Harry Osborn a they, them, and black.
What is up with them buck breaking black people? Like, what the fuck? Oh wait, is there not a trailer? It's just a picture?
I'm not gonna show a trailer.
Fair enough.
Because this is Disney and Sony at the same time. That's a recipe for disaster.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm gonna restart my music here, chat.
So, is it going? Oh no! Why am I scared? Yeah. And someone else also pointed out that in the same trailer, Peter Parker is the only white guy in the entire school. There are Asians, there are, and mostly black people. But there are no white people. Period. Besides Spider-Man.
It's kind of racist. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Like, I don't care what you say, that there comes a point when you, like, hit peak racism, and I would say that's it. It's his hair. They did it because they didn't want to deal with the cultural appropriation thing for hair. Remember them bitching over dreads? You know what? Fair.
Even though dreads came from fucking Vikings first.
Yeah.
Appropriating my culture. Excuse me, Ava's culture. Granted, my dad is Scandinavian, so.
Hold on, let me do this so I don't
So
show
does his
anything.
culture.
It's like bad because I don't want to show anything bad. Perfect. Perfect. Hey, chat, here. Every ginger, as far as I know, that has been recasted as a black person.
Oh.
Now, to be fair, they didn't list, any white person from the show turned black, but so Spider-Man is the minority? He is! Wait, how is this okay? Okay, sorry, there's one here I see. That looks fine. And it's like...
No, they all look bad. All of them suck.
I'm ginger and I'm still white. I'm ginger and I'm white. Hell, I'm fucking pale!
Can you be black and also be a ginger?
No, I don't think so. So does this mean when Peter gets bullied, it'll be by strictly black and Asian people? Yes! And that's funny. Just wanted to give the show some soul, I guess. Ginger side.
Oh my gosh, ginger side.
Mary Jane isn't a redhead in this one. Yeah, no, I think they made Mary Jane black as well. Just... So, I had mild excitement for this show because of how good the Spider-Man movies have been, and now I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm.
And there were rumors that people were saying that this show was going to be canon to the MCU Spider-Man. That's impossible. I hope you know that.
Why?
Because the MCU Spider-Man said there was no Oscorp and no Norman Osborn in the MCU. So, where'd the black one come from? Just saying.
Where? Okay. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It just sounds bad. Okay.
It does. So, as part of the melanin upgrade, you get darker hair to deal with the sun along with dark... Yeah. That, yeah.
I believe Peter Parker is also a YouTuber or something. That's...
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes,
no.
He's a TikToker.
That's even worse.
He is a TikToker.
Jordan, thank you for the 10.
I guess Hollywood really is both racist and dyslexic at the same time.
Sorry, I was being quiet because that is chats that are more than $10 are
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring this up right now. This is the other topic that I had for the night. Disney's lying through their teeth.
Oh, you're talking about how much money they made?
Yeah. They're saying Mufasa was the #1 film on Christmas at 14.7 million.
Chances are it probably was. I heard that there was some fuck with them where they were trying to take more theaters than they needed.
Yes. They were actually trying to buy out theaters so Sonic couldn't have the slot.
Yes.
We got some interesting information on that today. I gotta find a post. I saw a post for it earlier, and I forgot to link it. But it was basically along the lines of Sonic is now over the budget now by earning 200 million worldwide.
That's good.
Let me see if I can find it.
That means that anything is fluff now. Sonic 3 is doing better?
So,
yes, they are.
Yeah, so there's different sources saying that Sonic 3 has crossed the 200 million at the worldwide box office when the film's budget was only 122 million.
They're reaching towards
So-
interference levels. Yes, it does sound kind of like that.
Yeah. I mean, they knew for the second that Sonic 2 came out that it was announced that it was going to do better. And they still decided to put Mufasa there. Why? No one knows. Here, we'll put up Culture Graves. There you go.
Disney has a stranglehold on theaters. Yes, they do.
They do.
It's because they're Disney.
A highly successful movie only managed to expand its theater presence by 8. That means someone was actively blocking the screening expansion. The only reason I believe it is because it is Disney, and Disney has done scummy shit like that in the past. I mean, we know they're already buying more theaters than Sonic was anyway. That's not a surprise. But the fact that the rumor going around that they're actively trying to block people from watching this movie, that's scummy, if that is true.
Yeah, it's all scummy. I don't know. I still think that Sonic wins. Sonic wins.
Sonic won already. It's not even like a question.
Yeah.
I will admit, Sonic 4 has some competition. Let me see if I can find. I know you and I talked about it. I think it was yesterday. Because this was brought up. Very recently. Yeah, because the Batman got delayed till 2027. Basically, Sonic 4 is going to be competing with the likes of like Frozen 3, Minions 3, Batman 2, Avengers Secret Wars, the new Godzilla X Kong movie, and I guess a Star Wars movie. And Bluey. Bluey, honestly, Frozen, Minions, and Bluey, that's just children. That's children stuff.
Oh my
Hands
gosh.
down.
Okay, chat. Unironically. I'm going to show this clip here.
Oh, no.
This is a spoiler for the
Hold on.
Sonic movie. I feel like it's been long enough that we can watch this.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry, chat. I didn't show it on my screen. Here. I'm going to put this over
It's
here.
playing the live and learn theme.
So it's not working, but it's two hedgehogs, two basic ass hedgehogs fighting
Yeah, I'll be honest.
over food.
So my parents owned hedgehogs. Yes, they do get into fights like that. Maria, no.
Wasn't Disney at some point a while back caught actively buying theater seats to make it look like theaters were full of people watching their movies? Yes. Yes, they were. Sonic's opening weekend was twice as much as Mufasa's, wasn't it? Yes. Sonic 3 opening weekend, I think, was 63 million.
Alright, chat, let me see if I can find a video of hedgehogs fighting.
Isn't Paramount streaming or perhaps the whole company getting sold off? That I'm not sure of. Minions 3 is probably going to take it.
Oh, I think this is the whole clip.
That's the thing. I don't think Sonic 3 is even going to take the biggest spot this year. But I think because it is taking a big chunk of the year in terms of money is fantastic. But with that lineup, if Sonic 4 fumbles with the plot line that I think they're going to take, oh, that might be bad.
Oh, they're going at it.
You're not...
Sorry.
Is it just on your
Sorry.
screen?
Yeah. The little hedgehogs going at it.
They're just going at it.
Let him go! Let him go! You can do it, Sonic! Oh, no. I think he's retreating. Oh. Oh, now they feel awkward.
Sorry, kiss and make up. This
This is adorable. I love this right here. Oh, he's running away.
They bought theater seats.
Oh,
for
there he
Captain Marvel.
goes. He's got to go fast.
Go fast! He's going.
Look at him go.
He's moving.
Oh, fuck.
Today we learned that MommaOcco's family had hedgehog fighting rings.
They did, yeah. Something like that.
Biggest movie of the year is likely going to Inside Out 2. It made 1.5 billion. Deadpool and Wolverine did not quite make enough to catch it. Yeah. And that's why, like, I don't expect Sonic to actually get, like, very big. But I think if it can surpass Sonic 3, is already a win. But I think at the most, they're going to be looking to be on par with 2, if not be on par with 3. Because they knew 3 was going to be earn more because of the source material.
Poor baby. He was running around at the speed of sound. He was. I had a pet hedgehog as a kid once, and that's how I learned how I'm allergic to hedgehogs. Oh my god.
No!
No! That sucks.
I kind of want a pet hamster again.
No, get a pet hedgehog.
I can't.
Why not?
They're illegal in California.
What the fuck?
So are ferrets.
California is just unfun.
Like, the only time I've seen a hedgehog is at a zoo.
Man. MommaOcco 2 hedgehogs enter, only one leaves. Yes. Pretty much. Sonic dodging child support.
So that's why Amy's chasing him all the time.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, chat, no.
California has fun and small businesses. Yes, they do. Yes, we are very unfun. We are. California is just very unfun. And I live here. It's not fun.
Don't lump yourself in with California. That's a bad idea. Don't say
I don't
we.
want to be here. Sorry, they.
There you go.
Hedgehogs would unironically be an invasive species for California. Not surprising.
I'm not gonna say the name because my mom named the hedgehogs. I'm not gonna say the names because I don't want to put personal information out there. But she did have hedgehogs and they were adorable.
Maybe that's why Hollywood and Disney doesn't like Sonic 3. Ferrets are also illegal in California. Years and years ago, when my mother worked at like a 7-Eleven, many years ago, before I knew you.
Your mom worked at a 7-Eleven?
She did, yeah.
You know what? That makes sense. Your mom working at 7-Eleven makes sense.
We had a guy come in because I was commonly kind of just hanging out with her there because I was younger.
So you were the little Indian kid in the back of the store while dad was at work?
Yes, I was. We used to have a guy come in with a ferret in his jacket. Adorable little bastard. The ferret, not the guy.
Imagine so, yeah.
I also got pulled over by the police at that 7-Eleven. Pulled over.
But you can't drive.
So, one of those same nights, I was with my mother at the 7-Eleven because, you know, she had to work nights because 7-Eleven was 24/7. Okay, fine. I had a toy lightsaber. So, like, you know, like, before Disney bought, Lucasfilm.
I don't know.
So I had one of the toy
speak in detail.
lightsabers. Like one of the glowing Hasbro lightsabers. Anyway, I went to the back lot where like the employees parked. And I just it was dark and I just kind of swung it around. Like, nothing there, no cars, no nothing. And I was just swinging around because I was bored. And I was stopped by two cops. What color is the lightsaber? Blue. Still have it, actually.
Really?
Yeah, still have that one. Like, and my mother had to stop doing her job because these two cops were like, "What are you doing? Huh?
Cops are anti-fun in California.
So, yay.
Yay, indeed. Insert Hotel California by the Beatles. What? The Beatles didn't write that song? Excuse
Did they-
me?
you didn't have
That
a
was the
Nerf gun?
Eagles. It's not the Beatles, it's the Eagles, yes.
It is a good I didn't have a Nerf gun. I think lightsaber. Of all things to get mad at the kid over, it's that. My guess is it was partially that, and the fact I was under 13 at the time. At outside of 7-Eleven at like 1 a.m. That's probably what did it.
Yeah.
That's probably what did it. But chat, I was homeschooled. I was allowed. And my mother was my teacher, and she was at the 7-Eleven, so.
You were learning how to avoid getting bank robbed.
Yeah! These lightsabers are now flashy clubs in Star Wars. They are. Least deadly weapon they got.
Tampa,
By
true
Disney
OG Star Wars
standards,
fan.
Temp didn't have a Jedi license. They pegged you for a femboy that early. Damn.
Damn, indeed.
A plastic stick. Those officers must have had a slow day and being slow that day. Yeah, no, really. And the fact it was like past midnight. That, like, that's why I was doing it.
Okay, you can't make that face with your model. You can't make that face with your model, Tim. No.
What face?
You looked like you were on the receiving end of something real nice. Like, you can't bend forward with your
Sorry.
face like that.
Sometimes the model just does
Chat,
that.
scroll
I
back
don't know
like 20 or
why.
30 seconds, screen cap that image, and send it to Tim. He needs to see the kind of face he made. It was bad.
Oh, no.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, God.
Past midnight on a school night? That might have been what it
Yeah.
was.
That's what I think it was, thinking about it. But I do remember specifically they made mention of the saber.
Yeah.
So. Only Occo should be allowed to do that. I know, right?
I can't even make that face with this model.
She's got the model for it. Temp does not.
Speaking of which, chat, update on my new model. It's might be delayed a little bit. Got to make some corrections to make sure it's done right. So it might be a little bit later, but it's worth it. My personal opinion.
At least Temp didn't get Anakin like the other Padawans. Oh, God. Ah! Wait, hold on. Was this the face you were talking? I'm going to just send it to you because I think I might know what you're talking about.
You're making an Ahigao face.
Yeah. Was it under here?
New model needs corrections. She does. Wait, chat. The clown model can't receive corrections. She's not a lolly. I would have to have a lolly model for that to happen. And I don't have any plans for that. So, I mean, if I magically get one, that would, that would be a little different. what kind of tracking am I using? So this model is using, what is it called? VBridger. Although I'm not planning to use VBridger in the future, because I'll be honest with you, it's kind of useless. Like my current model, thank you. But no, chat, my clown model is what's coming, and you can't correct a clown. You can only correct a lolly. And, I don't know, maybe I'll have that, maybe I'll have that down the line, but I have no plans right now. We'll see.
I cannot find it. Oh well. I will find it, just
You
not
will
tonight.
find it. Yeah.
Ugh. Chad, I did talk about Nako server Opai Lolly Hikari. That is a possible thing.
That is not a bad idea.
But I do have Ari working on some stuff first, so that's coming first.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a funny shit post. It's great. It's fantastic here. That's
What
probably
is
got
this?
copyrighted music here. I'm just gonna stream it.
Okay.
The joke is there are only 2 genders. There are 72 genders, and then the second one is gender is a scam invented by bathroom companies to sell more bathrooms. That's not true, but it is funny.
That is funny. I
do
remember
love
seeing that just so long ago where they're like, oh, men and women can enter the same bath. Like, why? Why?
Because when you correct a clown, they become a mime. VBridger is very good if your model is rigged with it in mind. Very true. Although I don't think my model was rigged with that in mind. And Nico, the one who did my model and also did VBridger, said that she doesn't really find how it very useful. So my next model will not have it. No lollies. I'm trying to catch no case, mommy. In no way. I mean, lollies. You can't catch a case with a lolly. I don't know what you mean. Lollies aren't real. The lolly can't hurt you because she doesn't exist. Petite women are allowed, no kids? Yes. Here's the thing. I've already thought about the lore for this. If there was a LollyOcco out there in the universe, if she does ever happen, the lore is that she is not a kid. All right? Obviously. Obviously. LollyOcco is literally just a slice of regular Occo, where regular Occo gets sliced into 2. All right? And she's split into 2 different forms. One of them literally takes the body, the hots, but no brain. And then, so that's the short stack one. All right? Then you've got the LollyOcco. She's got all the brain, which isn't a lot to begin with, but she's got the brain and the sass. And that's it. And you can't tell me you would not be down with that. Because everybody would be down with that. So you'd have your choice against a dumb midget bimbo or a tiny, like, know-it-all, a tiny know-it-all that isn't really a know-it-all because she's still dumb. I don't know, chat, which one would you choose?
I saw MommaOcco reproduces like a slime.
I guess you could
Oh,
think of
no.
it like that.
LollyOcco
LollyOcco's
is just a Dumbo
no.
octopus.
That is Dumbo. No, you're thinking of the short stack. No, LollyOcco is just a screeching child. Well, not a child, but she is like she screeches like a child, but she
She's-
is not a child.
Exactly.
She's basically me.
She's you, but squeakier.
Yes. You need to create additional parameters for VBridger during rigging. Yes. Yes, I did pay $100 for this model to have VBridger installed. That's why, like, it works the way it does. But again, if I can get away with not VBridger in the future, I will. Because even the rigger who's going to do my new model, she agrees that it's not really that useful.
Could you have this one updated to not use it and be better?
The first model did. The first variation of this model did.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair.
Dumbos are cute. Yes. Dumbo octopus is a type. Oh, I know it's a type, chat. Yeah, I know. I'm not stupid.
Occo did it for a reason.
I guess you could say LollyOcco would be the Dumbo octopus. I don't know. And tiny and stupid.
So, chat, that was the last thing on the docket. Now, we can keep chatting here.
Yeah,
for a
we
bit
can
if you all
chat for a
want.
little bit.
And we can switch to some video games.
Really
for a
quickly,
bit.
I want to make sure I grab all the supers that I missed here. I believe the
Yes.
only one I got is Wolf for 5. Rewatching Inuyasha makes me hate modern anime dubs more than before. It's night and day amount of effort they put in. Yeah, don't watch dubs. Period, chat. Bad idea. It's a bad idea in general. Bad idea. Don't watch dubs. Ever. By the way, really quickly, like the stream if you haven't already. Share it as well and subscribe to the channel. I deeply appreciate that. Very deeply appreciate that. We have 85 likes, chat. Can we get to 100 tonight? With your help, we can do it. If you haven't, do your part. I'm gonna
Do your part, chat.
I'm gonna eat some more of my beef bowl. I've decided that, like, MommaOcco, she knows how to be a romantic, but not really smart at it. Short stack Akko would literally just be like, "Can I suck your dick?"
Oh. No hesitation. Just okay.
No, yeah. Like I said, short stack Akko would literally just take the body, but no smarts. That's good shit. Will be cracking Akko. I guess 2 Akkos put together. I guess that'd be Gilf Akko. I don't know. Recently, I've seen like an influx of octopus-themed VTubers coming up. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, like, I don't care if people are like doing the same idea. It's just kind of funny that, like, I've been in the sea all alone. Now there's more people. Explains how Akko ended up with a bunch of kids. No. Untrue. Short stack is horny. Yes.
Yes.
The lolly one is more refined. But she's also kind of stupid as well. And again, none of them are kids. All of them would be adults. But I will say that, like, MommaOcco would definitely be easy to take advantage of. Because she'd try to act smart and smug. I don't know. Tentacle slime monster? I don't know how that would work. Anyway. Chat, I did a lot of work in this Minecraft world. Kind of switching up here. I have the storage room, or the mega storage room done. And the back end of it is all done as well. I'm pretty sure I showed this off. The fuck kind of song am I listening to? Hold on a moment.
No idea.
Now the next step that I'm thinking about is different farms for different things. I need an iron farm, but for that I need villagers. But before I do villagers, I kind of want to do some other things. Plus one of my villagers that I have, because I have 2 villagers, and they both wandered here from a wandering trader. The other one, unfortunately, has wandered into the worst place that he can wander into, and that is the Nether. Like, chat, I don't know how you do this. Like, look where the... look. Where is he?
Thanks for the great evening. Now I'm off to bed. Take care. You too, chill.
Look at
You
me
have
right
a
here.
wonderful evening.
What the fuck are you doing over here, motherfucker? Why are you over here? You're just hiding. So, I'm gonna leave so he doesn't die. I eventually need to come back and gather him. Oh, I have an idea. I know how I can do it. Never mind. We're gonna do this right now. I need to protect this man from himself. Basically, Akko spits into 2 personalities. I'm sold. Yes. If Lolly
Happen
Occo
is multiple
exists, there's
personality
another
disorder.
Occo out in the world. You have to bring them both together in order to get the original one back. How did he wander into the nether? I don't know. That is a question beyond my comprehension. But I do know that I'm gonna go get him back. Operation Save Steve is commencing. He's trying to run away from you. He'd rather be in hell, probably. Sir!
Sir, come back.
Fusion dance them back together. That's about right, yeah. Hello, sir. Alright. Cool. For some reason, he's standing up. His name is Steve. I just decided to call him Steve. And there he is. I rescued him. His name is Steve. Alright. Steve, you can hang out here, and you're now a Mason.
Where is Jack Black? Where he belongs, not here.
Not here, yes. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about the villager right now, because the other one's in my room. He's just kind of hanging out there. I need to bring them together so that they can breed and give me lots of villager babies. But for...
Just villager babies.
Villager babies. But first I need the Love Shack in order to do that. I've completed the new course years card. Congrats. Okay. Get in the boat. I don't know what you're doing here, sir. I need you to
This thing.
not phase into the wall here. Alright, he wants to phase into the wall. Would you like to hear about our Lord and Savior Steve? Yes. He'll end up in the boat eventually. He can't really go anywhere else. Anyway. I had an idea
Okay.
for the Love Shack. For these villagers. Like... And it involves the cherry blossom wood. Did you know that cherry blossoms was a wood type?
Yes.
I was waiting for you to say something. I was like, Temp, are you still there? So I'm going to take this idea from a Japanese Minecraft personality that's like decided to make this bedroom out of cherry blossoms here. Although she's using frog lights, and I don't own frog lights yet. House. Basically, chat, I want to make a nice little pink room for these villagers so that they can breed in it. Oh. Cherry blossom is a wood type? Yes, it is. It is, and we are about to go get a bunch of it. I have some saplings. You know what we could also do, chat? I could be like an asshole right now. I could be an asshole right now, and it would be really funny. I think we will. I think we will. I will save the saplings here for later. Do I have 38 rockets? That might not be enough. I don't really have a lot of paper either. That'll have to do. I need to make a paper farm. All right. So this is... oh, it's almost nighttime. This design also includes pink wool. We do have some sheep here, so I can get that. I need to make a sheep farm as well. I use pink wool to make pink trees. Yes, a lot of people did that. Now you can just have pink trees. It's perfect. And what I want to do is make a love room that's pink. And I have a blue bed for the dude and a pink bed for the girl. But anyway. There is a cherry blossom biome. 6,000 blocks away. Near Bull's house. I figured, what better way to troll my manager that never, ever, 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 ever plays Minecraft anymore than to go and chop down all the trees in his area. We'll leave him saplings, but we'll chop down all the trees. Because that's funny. And we'll go chop down all the trees. And we'll use it to make ourselves some beautiful pink bedroom. A beautiful, beautiful pink bedroom. Perhaps the villagers do not eat because it always makes them horny? Probably. Yeah, if you don't know, chat, the only way to make villagers breed is to feed them 6 pieces of bread. Each. I guess it's the fibers that make you want to have sex. You're doing free landscaping? Exactly. I know he said he really wanted to be on a hilltop with all these cherry trees. You know. I do have to worry about this. Although I did put unbreaking on it. Chat, you know how easy it is to go into the end and find elytras? Once you find one, it's really easy to just fly around for another one. It's kind of crazy. They love that gluten? Yes. So, Temp, what have you just been, like, consuming recently? Sorry, you've been quiet.
Okay. I mean, when we're just doing stuff like this, I've been playing Balatro.
Yeah. You, have how many games have you won so far?
3.
Really?
Yep. I won 2 last night, actually.
Congrats.
Otherwise, for chat to know, I did finish Final Fantasy VII Remake a couple days ago. And then chat tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Sorry, God. My days are messed up. Tuesday is New Year's Eve, as I'm sure all of you know.
Speaking of which, I did confirm with Ava that we are doing Breaking Bad on Tuesday.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be going till past midnight probably on Tuesday.
Okay.
So, but chat, on Tuesday I am doing a New Year's Eve stream. I will be talking about all the games I played in 2024, including and then ranking the games that came out in 2024 that I played and claiming what my game of the year is. And I might let chat decide what my first game of 2024 is to play. We'll see.
Oh gosh, we're generating really slowly.
Tuesday is going to be a long day.
Hey, another village.
But it's going to be fun. Chat, if any of you, because this is a dual thing and I'm allowed to do this because when we're doing dual content, chat, if any of you want to follow me, I will put that in Akka's chat. I am allowed to chill when we're together.
I don't remember talking about this, but sure.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, when we're not doing Nightwave, I've been playing Final Fantasy V and basically into the Final Fantasy mainline games on Fridays and Warhammer 40k Dark Tide on Saturdays. I did recently just swap from 40k Rogue Trader because I wanted to take a break because I was kind of feeling burnt out on Warhammer. But I didn't want to remove it from the channel, so Dark Tide stayed. So yeah. Ban temp.
Ban
All right,
temp.
chat, bye.
You know what, chat here. You didn't meet the super chat goal for yeeting temp, so I'll just do 5. 5 super chats, any color, 30 minutes. I ban temp. I'll ban him from the channel.
My punishment for so you get paid for my punishment.
Exactly. So if you pay me, I ban temp.
I want you to play lawn care sim. I can already tell you that is a no. I will probably be. Well, let me see if I can find that. Hold on. It's unstamped. Lawn.
I'm curious how many trees are left over here. Oh, I only see two trees. Never mind. Bull might not need that much management.
Lawn mowing simulator, I'm guessing. Oh, I would hate this. This is very much an Occo game. This is not a temp game.
Lawn mowing sim? No, thank you.
Like it's the level of Occotism that you would expect.
Not Lord Temp. Yeah, there's only 2 trees here. What the hell? Why are there only 2 trees? Did Bull just like chop some down without replant? That's like very uncool. By the way, I kind of hate that these pink petals you can only put on grass. I tried to put it on normal things. It don't work.
It's better than you think. I'd be fair. But if someone wants me to play it, they'll have to buy it for me. Because that's not something I will go out and buy myself.
Do I have... You know, I'll be nice. I'll give him a ender chest. He deserves one, chat.
You can run a whipweed. Weed whip. I don't know why I said whipweed. Weed whip.
That is the small cherry blossom biome. I know there's another one. It's like down here, I think. Yeah, right here. See, chat, unironically, this would have been way closer. There's like at least 10 trees here. And then there's one that's shaped like a dick right there.
Oh.
But no, I went all the way. Oh, wait. There's more over here, too. Oh, fuck.
I would get it.
That, you know what? Fuck replanting his trees.
Yeah. That'll just get me.
I know that this is his area, though, because he teleported me in one time, and because I used a mini-map, it saved, and he didn't know that. Yeah, this is his village, I believe. Alright. Alright, yeah, fuck replanting his trees. We're gonna go over here. Woo, thank you for the 10 CAD. Have my 10 half dollars again. I appreciate it.
That should be fine. Oh.
Deeply appreciate it, chat. Cotton 8K with that Ahigao face. Oh, did Tempat do that again? Oh, man. This is why I have to ban him from chat, because he's too lewd. Too lewd 5 me. Oh, yeah, here we go. There's also a Enderman. Sir, come back. Where'd he go? There he is. Come here.
I mean, if I made the face again, it was not intentional. Occo for deforestation, good to know.
ran
Occo
away.
is mean to the environment.
He ran away. What a bitch. I'm not part of Greenpeace? No, I'm anti-team trees. Last time I went through Streamlabs, $20 US was close to 32. It's just fake money. I'm sorry, what? Aqua is what?
What?
I don't know where that came from.
I'm confuzzled.
I have a PhD in not giving an F. Accurate. Having a PhD would make me less qualified. This is true.
Yeah, this is where this run dies. Yay!
The Enderman. Oh.
I'll sharpen and fuel my chainsaw in the name of Occo any day.
You know, I came out here forgetting that it was about to be night. That was a good idea. I could technically build a bed. I need 2 wool. There's not 2 wool, sir. And you give me nothing. There's a village down there, though. I could beat up a bunch of spiders and make a bed, too. I did just leave this baby alone with no parents. That is kind of ruthless of me. Poor sheep, don't worry, I'll repopulate them tenfold. Akko the orphan maker? Oh no.
How soon did you guys talk about Warhammer? At the beginning of the stream.
Very beginning. If you want to listen to Warhammer stuff, go back to the very beginning.
Yes, that goes for
About an hour.
about hour and a half. Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking.
Think of what?
I'm thinking I'm tired.
Oh, is it time for bed?
It might be. As much as I would like to continue till 3 a.m., I would honestly like to regain some of the sleep I missed last night.
I do need to get some early sleep too, because I have a long day tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
I have to go on a job about an hour and a half from where I live. I have to be there at 11:30.
Fun.
Which means I have to leave a little early tomorrow.
Just Bambied the baby sheep? I did. And I don't feel bad about
How
it.
dare you?
Alright, chat. We'll save the super chat.
I'll walk it.
We'll save the super chat goal for next time.
Done?
Yeah, I'm gonna be done.
All right, chat. I'm gonna call it here then, because we should both be done. So, chat, where can I send you all out to? Is there anyone live?
I'm sending people to Rosa on YouTube. I'll send people to Dax on Twitch. Dax is drawing Booba, it looks like.
Booba. Is the job roofing or what? No, I'm in IT.
Alright. Chat, you have a good night, alright? Love you all.
No one's online.
I'll see you next year.